Hello, hello. Good time zones all round. Lyndon, thank you for the yeet. Good morning. I saw you checking it. About 84 hours to go. I think it's going to be easy. At the end of the day, that's like 10 streams. So, my prediction... Alright, maybe a little bit more than 10 streams, but still. I think my prediction in about 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to be rank 1. Should be easy. Snip. Afternoon. Hello. How are you today? Welcome, welcome. Leonard says, you know how long I've been waiting for this? Ever since the reset. That was my only chance. The reset allowing you to catch up. Yeah. The reset, the big upset, I think for some people, I didn't realize, but that's an interesting lesson for me in my streaming and social media life for sure, that there were people that didn't like really say it out loud or publicly, but they were actually quite miffed and lost interest when they lost a lot of big numbers that they have acquired over the years. It was very interesting. I'm hoping that I can keep this going with stream elements. Fingers crossed they keep existing, because in the current environment, you don't even know what's going to exist tomorrow and what isn't, you know, a few months down the line. sort of a little bit of a theme for today. About some recent Twitch news, obviously with the 70-30 split and losing that, but I thought it wouldn't have a big impact on me. Oh boy, was I wrong. I spent like good 3 or 4 hours last night listening to like a live Twitter space, by the way, for the first time, a Twitter space. I've never used those. Spent many hours as a listener listening to many ex-Twitch employees having a discussion. Recent older ones like from the previous years and some very recent ones as well that have quit recently, painting a picture and sort of talking about stuff that's happening. And I do realize how it affects me and many other creators, pretty much, well, everyone on this platform, a lot more than I thought it would, including some sort of not that rosy pictures of the future on Twitch and with Twitch in general. So yeah, very interesting. Let's see what happens with the stream elements as well. In the eventual potential, maybe possible move to YouTube, if you imagine that kind of a world, would I even be able to keep the watch time? I don't know. I know that stream element supports YouTube, so maybe there is a way. No, wait, there is no way. How would YouTube's usernames be correlated to Twitch usernames in any way? Probably no way. So yeah, at some point there is going to be another reset upset with watch times, that is for sure. End of the day, you could download the numbers and update the top people. It is possible, yeah, like just to go manually probably through the top 100. That would be a commitment I would be ready to make. Like the top 100, just manually add that watch time, for example, on YouTube. Something like that, yeah. If that happens. Well, no, you know what? Let's not say if that happens. When that happens, there is no doubt. Whether that's going to be eventual co-streaming or not co-streaming, simultaneous streaming or full-on move to YouTube or something, that's all way too early to decide. But yeah, the clouds have gathered and they're a lot darker than I thought they would be. Pyromaniac, what's up? You've moved now to blonde girl emotes, and that's quite the tongue, I must say. I do like it. The eyes are popping a little bit too much. Maybe because she's being choked, but the tongue is there. Yes, I like it. Pyro. Afternoon to you. Hello. Right, yeah, we'll talk about that in a second, about a lot of the stuff. It's kind of very difficult to summarize a vaguely sort of organized 4-hour discussion between many people. As I said, mostly about 99% just ex-Twitch employees from all kinds of departments as well, which was very interesting. From DJ Wheat, who was like quite at the top, to all kinds of community supporters, safety team members, coders, many people. Very interesting insights and just painting a picture of what the company that we know as Twitch actually has become and how things have been going for the last few years, and yeah, what the future holds. So yeah, very interesting. Butley, good morning. Hello there. I thought I'd smelled something. That would be the thing that I would need to use when I see you in the chat. I thought I'd smelled something. It is Butley. Hello. Boom. There you go. Live tweet in the chat as well. As I said in the tweet and also in the live going notification and also in the Discord, and also mentioned that on stream yesterday, trying to just cover all bases. Today's stream is a relatively short one, just chatting for about, what is it now, 2 hours, 2.5 maybe max, I would say. And then I need to get ready, freshen up, shave, and go out and support my girlfriend. She's organizing, it's her first event at the store that she opened, and she really wanted me to be there as well. I guess it is partially for just emotional support. It's not like I'm going to be doing much there. I'm just going to be chilling there with the guests, and she asked just that I take a couple of photos as well of her and in that environment. But I get it. It's very important for her. She's very stressed as well. She's hoping that everything's going to work out. So me saying that, you know what, sorry, hon, I think I'm not going to come over. I'm just going to continue streaming. You know, oh, seeing her face change and everything, I was like, oh no, I just can't do it. And it was like between a rock and a hard place, because I feel like now more than ever it's important that I keep streaming and skip as few streams as possible. Yeah. Have to choose between you, Chad, and her. I guess it's gonna be her still. Sorry. Right. No coffee, no tea. I've had my one... No, wait a minute. I lie. I've had 2 coffees today. I had one early in the morning and then another one on my walk. Yeah. So I've had 2. Linus says, the way I see it, if you're going to keep on streaming, you need her in your corner as much as you can, and this little break keeps you in her corner. Yeah, it's not like, you know, we would argue because of it or something like that, but I feel like it is an important moment for her as well. You know, the first, like a new store already, there's so much to do, and you know, she's pretty much the only person, you know, responsible for everything there and trying to make things run. And then also the first event that she's organized, there's actually going to be some press there as well, and she has to be there in front of a mic with a speech and stuff like that. I better be there to support her for sure. I mean, she's more accepting of me streaming than ever before. You know, it most certainly has changed a lot from London, where I was there in a tiny little flat and she was walking around with earplugs in her ears and actually sleeping while I was still, you know, going on the microphone while she was like sleeping 3 meters away from me. that really got very difficult, but now it's not that bad. If you want her to support this dream, then it makes sense you support her dream. True. That is. I think that is very well put. Yeah, absolutely. You know, and at the end of the day, not her dream essentially, but just support her. Really, because you know, maybe a bit of a male thing, and I think some sort of some males in the chat might be able to appreciate, and maybe even females too, but because it's one of those where I just didn't realize that that's that important. I was like, it's fine. I'll come to a different event. And I didn't realize that it would be that important for her, but then I quickly did. I wasn't like blackmailed or anything into it. I just heard and saw her, and I was like, all right, no wait, that means way more to her, me just being there, because I was like, what am I gonna do there? I'm just gonna stand there like a freaking, you know, what's the word I used? Like sort of like a fill-in for some public, so I'm just standing there. But it's like, yeah, no, that's not how she sees it. She sees it as, you know, someone just as me, her significant other, being there, just supporting and just being there, smiling, looking at what she has done. So it's important. Yeah, it's a recurrent dream. Dreams change. True. Same with me. You know, I don't want to be like sort of spreading some dark vibes and being a little bit cryptic, saying, you know, my dream might change as well. But honestly, it is a freaking volatile time, as volatile as ever. This month has been brutally bad. After like the previous one and the one before being decent, but this one has been brutally fucking bad again. And then all of this Twitch stuff on top, and hearing what those people had to say about Twitch and what's going on. And seeing some of the prediction yesterday as well on Twitter. And those were not cloud-chasing predictions. Those were people, real people involved with Twitch and streamers just talking real. Saying, hey, we've been warning about this for many, many years. We've been warning about this. Chris Catman says, exclamation fart is the only fart that I can trust. Hello. Welcome back, lovely. I hope your afternoon is good. Hello, hello. Big camera on. Once again. Good time zone. Welcome, welcome, Deviants. It's a pleasure to see so many of you. Lurkers, thank you very much for the open tabs and listening to some Cree radio in the background while you're working or jerking or whatever you might be doing. Maybe making that morning coffee, maybe the afternoon tea. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that. It's my pleasure to have you as my company for today as well. For a slightly shorter stream today. Just a heads up, just so at least those of you who are here don't get the surprise 2 hours later. But, well, I still wanted to be here, still wanted to chat a little bit about what I think and what I feel is going on. Crazy Catmom says, stuck in bed, ill as fuck, this cold is kicking my arse. You'll be fine, Crazy Catmom, you'll be fine. Don't want to diminish your experience. Quite the opposite. I hope lift you up in that way. Is that you always, whenever you have a cold or something, it's the worst thing in the world and oh my god, you're falling apart. You're not. You're fine. It's unpleasant. I agree. I hate colds as well, but you'll be fine. You know, 6, maybe 5 days later, you'll be feeling fine again and running around, playing games, doing good stuff, visiting your grandparents and parents and enjoying life. It's going to be okay. Linus is final planning for my camping trip tomorrow. Wait, so the camping trip is that for the Appalachia Trail or that is later at some point? Because that's, I guess, no, that's not camping, right? That's going to be a proper walking or hiking thing that you mentioned some time ago. Pyro says you could go do a few games of Overwatch too. It is possible, Pyro. Yes, yeah. I was thinking that maybe I could do that. Depends how long we're going to end up talking about the Twitch thing. And there are some Overwatch news as well that I wanted to go over before I jump into Overwatch. I know I have like a good few minutes, about 10 or so between games where I can chat. But I didn't want to fragment at least the first talk about Twitch. And, like, the question, I'll have to try and do a poll or something. I really want to get the regulars' opinions on, like, would you even watch a YouTube stream? And, you know, if that worries anyone, like, I'm not moving to YouTube right now or tomorrow or next month. But it is most certainly a very, very important thing to start trying out. So what I'm going to do this Saturday, I'm going to try and do the first YouTube stream. And the thing I want to find out is how many people are more attached to the platform than this channel. And where are the people? Are there enough people who would actually be able to click a different link, I guess, and you know, have a slightly different chat experience, unfortunately, I guess, as well. But who would be interested in watching a YouTube stream? Higgy, thank you for the 5.
Higgy Brit tipped 5
Thank
euros.
You.
Have a good day with GF today.
I will. Thank you. Higgs, appreciate that. Thank you for the 5. And that is you in the psychic spot. That means you don't have a Twitch picture, by the way, that yellow one. So, come on, for the next time, put a Twitch pic in there. I know you have a nice picture on Discord, so maybe add that to your Twitch profile as well. Appreciate the 5, for real. I do. And thank you for watching. Good afternoon to you as well. Yeah, Higgy, there you go. Question for you. Would you watch me on YouTube as well? And you know what? Here's a side note. I know that the Twitch chat experience is something unique. That said, things have moved on in the recent years. I'm pretty sure we have BTTV or Francoface, or maybe both for YouTube. The modding is slightly easier. And most importantly, of course, I'd be streaming on a much higher bitrate as well. So, not a bonus for everyone. Of course, a lot of you still watch on like 480p or something like that on Twitch already. So that wouldn't be a change for you at all. But it'd be interesting, yeah, to have a high quality recording. So, yeah, Higgy, there's a question for you. Would you? He says, yeah, definitely. Para says, am I supposed to watch a stream without using bubble emotes? Yeah. And I know you're sort of joking. But it's only half a joke, because I understand that is one of the biggest barriers, one of the biggest hurdles for a lot of people to enjoy a stream on Twitch, on YouTube. Because, yeah, even I'm used to just typing KEKW and many others. That said, the KEKW is probably going to be in BTTV and Francoface anyway. And I don't know if the 7TV is on YouTube. I haven't looked into that yet. But, yeah, you know, no Baru emotes there, no Bubble or anyone else's, and that partially does form the culture. But I feel like we're in front of a seismic shift. At least what it looks like. Because, again, when I yesterday was reading that article about the why we won't give everyone 70-30, and instead we actually going to take it away from those who have it, pretty much. I didn't realize how much it would affect me as well. But yesterday, yeah, after like almost 4 hours, it was 4 a.m. and I realized I need to get at least 5 hours of sleep. I can't continue listening as much as it was so interesting. Because it wasn't just creators, and I don't want to diminish any creators' experiences. There are very smart and experienced people out there that have very good takes. But this was ex-Twitch employees, recent and not so recent, in higher and lower positions in all kinds of jobs as well, from community management. There was Shannon, Sacriel's wife. There was DJ Wheat, there were programmers, there were a lot of people who were responsible for esports in the past at Twitch. It was very interesting. It was like a gathering, and these news where what Twitch did yesterday with that announcement from Twitch's president that usually doesn't even speak to anyone. It was interesting to see how passionate those people are still about Twitch and about Twitch. When you think about Twitch, that is us, me and you, not the company anymore. And a lot of the things that I had to hear there, and a lot of the predictions didn't look good at all. And they didn't look, or didn't sound, should I say, because it was all a listening experience. I don't know if any of you have ever used Twitter Spaces. It was an interesting thing. I've never used them before. It's like just listening to like a radio show where people just have turns at the microphone. But yeah, there was nothing sensational, or didn't sound like anything was overblown or someone was trying to get some clout by just being, outrageous. It was just people sharing stories and sort of sharing on how this will end, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good is what I want to say. Like, the realistic predictions are that if the path that they're on continues, and it looks like it will, because to change it, you would need to change the management, and it looks like that is not changing. Side note, Emmett Shear, the Twitch's CEO, while all of this was going on yesterday, there was an article in Bloomberg about predators on Twitch and children streaming on Twitch. There was the announcement about not giving anyone 70-30 and actually taking it away from the creators that have it. I didn't even know that 20% of creators actually have the 70-30. While all of that shit was hitting the fan, Twitch's CEO was tweeting about like some sort of a paraglider, electric paraglider thing taking off from water and have its first flight, and saying, "Oh, look at this is neat." Like, that dude's tweeting about horses. I'm not making that up. There's a copy pasta of Emmett Shear's tweet about how horse sees the world as a candle. He's completely detached from it, so I don't even know how he's managing the company. Well, he's not, obviously. So it's just sort of like a headless horse, still sort of walking, but it's a zombie at this point, full of all kinds of people that don't... Not only they don't care about the creators, but what I got to find out is that a lot of them actively dislike the creators. We're like the sort of cannon fodder, wherever. Oh, the fucking creators again. Which is kind of bizarre, because, they themselves say in the president's post, "We're in this together, and we realize how valuable you are while taking 50% of whatever you earn." And yeah, like, hearing a lot of the stories, it was kind of, it dawned on me basically that, yeah, we're on a very slowly sinking ship here. So whether people like YouTube or not, whether you can use bubble emotes and someone else's emotes on YouTube, I feel like in half a year or so might not even matter, because this might actually finally trigger an exodus of a lot of streamers. And you know what? At some point there is going to be a critical momentum reached where, hey, if Bubble is on YouTube and someone else's emotes that you use, they're also on YouTube, everyone's on YouTube and they have all the emotes there, I think that moment will arrive so unexpectedly, where the crossover point, the tipping point will be reached, and it's going to be slightly different for every user depending on which channels you watch, right? Where it's going to be like, wait a minute, what the hell? The Twitch culture has moved to YouTube already. It is there suddenly, It's not there yet, but I don't feel like it's a tall order for that to happen. Sure, YouTube still has to do certain things with their chat, but I'm pretty certain they will do it. They have been pushing things constantly. So yeah, I think it might be a very unexpected thing for a lot of you and myself included, where it's like, oh wait, you know, it has been, say, 6 months since today, and 30% of Twitch streamers have moved to YouTube already. It is quite possible. Bruno says YouTube discoverability is nothing. You are absolutely wrong, and good morning. Yeah, it depends how you look at it. YouTube and YouTube's gaming head Ryan, I can't remember his surname. He has moved on though, but he explained that really well. They are aware that Twitch streamers that come over and Twitch viewers that come over are asking for a more Twitch experience of like, we want a page where we can scroll through streams in a certain category. And YouTube apparently is thinking about it, but the reason they don't is because their discoverability is completely different. It is based on the algorithm trying to recommend people what they might want to watch at that moment. Sure, we have our subscriptions pages, but apparently most people don't use YouTube anyway that way. They just click through related things on whatever the algorithm is recommending. So you say it's nothing, but on the other hand, apparently it is a lot easier to get discovered on YouTube when you have your VODs and everything up and for people to find your channel. So it is not as, basically, it's not as clear cut. Because on the other hand, Twitch's discoverability is fucking nothing as well. It's actually worse than YouTube's discoverability, that's the thing. Like, the browsability, which is not necessarily, doesn't equal discoverability. The browsability is not great on YouTube yet, that is true. But discoverability, I would argue, is better. The hell is that? Is that someone taking a shit, Crazy Catman? Why do we need that in the chat? Does YouTube let me play streams in the background? Twitch let me do that on the phone, and hopefully it doesn't need YouTube Premium for that. That's a good question. It possibly doesn't. I don't know. I just know that I can't keep YouTube videos playing in the background, right, while locking the phone. I don't know if their live streams are different. I honestly don't. It's something I'll need to try. Linus says, we are the culture. If we shift over there, 50% of the work is done. Bingo. Nail on the head, Lyndon. That's the thing. Because Twitch themselves like to advertise like how, yeah, we have the culture, we have the community. It is almost none of their achievement anymore these days. Like, the people that work there and what has been done in recent years, yeah. Like, you're claiming credit for the community when actually the community is the one that you're just kicking in the nuts constantly, the streamers and the viewers alike. Yeah. If a critical volume is reached at that point, you might realize that the community is popping up on YouTube, and suddenly the Twitch doesn't have the community and doesn't have anything. Yeah. What else wanted to say? Yeah, so anyway, coming back a little bit to that conversation that I was listening to yesterday, the experiences that were shared, a little bit of that already was in the DJ Wheat interview. Some of you might have read that. And Chris Catmum, are you just literally just copying pasting some shit from some sort of a spam page? Don't do that. Yeah, some of you might remember the interview with DJ Wheat when he left, which wasn't that long ago. I definitely spoke about that on stream a little bit, but here I got to hear not only him, but a lot of other employees echoing a similar sentiment where, yeah, Twitch, I mean, surprise, surprise, if we just summarize it in a very simple way, has become super duper corporate. It is an incredibly corporate company where basically when you're getting hired, passion about streaming or Twitch or creators is not a requirement. Quite the opposite. It turns out if you are passionate about creator and creators' needs, then that is something that hinders your growth at Twitch, which is just an absolute, what is that? Not an oxymoron, a paradox. Because yeah, a couple of the people there that voiced their opinion said that one of the reasons they quit was because when they were trying to actually do something that they felt was good for creators and therefore equally in the long term good for Twitch, that felt like they were actually making their career at Twitch worse, because yeah, it was just full on corporate numbers that mattered. Not only that, there apparently are some managers at Twitch that have a big influence that actively despise this whole "oh no, what the creators will think" thing, where a couple of people who shared experiences said that basically they've been well, when they would start talking about it at a certain meeting, hands-on meeting about a certain feature, when they would start talking about like the creator's angle and how it's going to look for creators, they would be literally shut down by saying that's how the old Twitch operated. It's not how we do things here anymore. Like, hearing those kind of stories, and they truly didn't sound overblown, and it didn't sound like anyone was trying to like stir up some shit by coming up with some fake stories. Those were just people sharing experiences, and it absolutely sounded like that. What's going on? Oh, bop it? Lyndon bopping Crazy Cat Mum. Pyromaniac, thank you for the bop. Bop is 5 minutes, Crazy Cat Mum, 5 minutes. But Twitch being Twitch, sometimes you need to refresh manually to actually be able to type in the chat again. But yeah, that was crazy to hear that there are a lot of high-ranked people at Twitch who actively despise this whole idea that we need to think about creators. No, we need to think about shareholders and what we give back to Daddy Jeff. You know, I'm paraphrasing, but that's essentially that. And if you think about it, is it a big surprise? Is it something unseen that we've never heard before from any other company? The reality is, no, it isn't. That doesn't mean that there aren't still many passionate and good people working at Twitch. There are, and a lot of them try to participate in this via DMs without trying to, you know, out them, because, well, basically they send DMs to the people that were speaking, but in confidentiality, because they still work at Twitch, so they didn't want their name to be out there. But there are still a lot of good people, still a lot of people that care, still a lot of people that are trying to make this space better for creators and viewers, because at the end of the day, that's when you have a business. Yeah, the sad reality is that there's fewer and fewer, because most of them are either pushed out or they just decide to quit on their own. There were examples of where like little features where people who were streamers would work there as well, and they would stream. Apparently, yeah, not only a lot of the management don't stream, they don't even use Twitch at all, which is also kind of a bit of a paradox. You know, you're working on a product that you don't even use, right? Doesn't mean that the CEO should stream or something, but at least use it. And it seems like none of them even care about using it or trying to see how it is from the other side, the viewer experience or the streamer experience for that matter. But a couple of people, there was one guy who was a programmer who said, like, for example, he came up with that feature and launched that feature. Those who have streamed will know, where at the top, oh, I can show you actually. Here at the top, if you look at like followers or subscribers, you can click on it and hide it. It's such a little basic feature. He said that was just, you know, a few lines of JavaScript that he came up with, because he realized that, you know, a lot of people have been recommended to not look at the viewer numbers, and he realized that he himself would stress sometimes about viewers and that it's better not to see them. So he just worked on this little feature and did it. And he worked on it and he launched it, and he got reprimanded for it and yelled at because he launched something that essentially didn't go through the right pipeline, didn't get the approval from higher management, and you sort of can understand, because in corporate that matters. But it also illustrates a point that he said, not only like I got yelled, and he said, of course not yelled in a loud voice, yelled as in how you yell in a corporate environment with condescending remarks and getting, you know, spicy emails from higher ups. But he said even like a couple of managers made their way to his desk to talk about it, and why this kind of feature that sort of wastes everybody's time is even being put out there. You know, how does this generate anything for the shareholders, essentially? And it's kind of crazy to hear that. I don't know, I guess I was very naive. I didn't realize how far Twitch has gone. As in, you know, it's gone that far already. But coming back to that DJ Wheat interview, what he was talking about is how, like, yeah, the new hirees, like new people that will be hired in product management, in marketing departments, etc., would be people who have no idea about Twitch, but all that mattered was how many years in Silicon Valley in this startup or that startup. So you would get a lot of people who were incredibly arrogant about their capabilities, and the fact that they thought even that the old guard at Twitch, who have been working with the community, with streamers, understanding the community inside and out, that, you know, they don't know anything. I worked, you know, 7 years at Uber or something, so I know better. Shut the fuck up. Basically, that mentality slowly has bred in the company because of the new hirees just being hired more and more and more and more people who have no relevancy, no interest even in Twitch's business model, which is so strange. But that sentiment was echoed yesterday.
Shut up and take my money.
Crazy Catman, thank you for the 150 from the bop,
Crazy
from behind the
Catman
bop.
tipped €1
Thank
and
you.
50 cents. Nice one, Lyndon. Sorry for being an asshole. I will sit with my dunces hat on in the corner.
Thank you. You weren't an asshole or anything. It's just no need to spam just random stuff. Billy Boy, hello, you motherfucker. Good afternoon to you. How are you doing today? Welcome back. What is it? Thursday today? Thursday, yeah. So yeah, what else? What else was shared there? One of the most incredible teams apparently is still the team that works on all kinds of hate rate combating features, etc. And those people are super hardworking and true, you know, bleed purple people still. And thankfully, that group of people still are there. Oh, another weird thing that I didn't realize that happened at Twitch. Twitch, apparently to this day as well, and that problem started already years ago, was made out of separate teams that would be combating each other, which sounds absurd. They would be fighting each other for the budget and for the CEOs or the managers' attention on like why their features should be implemented, not someone else's. I mean, it's not that I haven't seen that kind of a setup in some companies, but at the end of the day, it sounds like it was absolutely counterproductive because a lot of good things were killed and a lot of bad things were implemented just because, well, you know, that team won and they argued harder, which is also sad to see that yeah, there wasn't like really...
Bogos Binted?
Yeah, there weren't any Bogos Binted, Crazy Catman, thank you. So that's another one. What else was being said there? I mean, a lot of negative stuff, unsurprisingly, about management. And even if you take it with a pinch of salt, where like ex-employee is going to complain about management, I didn't feel like any of the complaints were like emotionally based. All of them just explained really well how just it's a clash of cultures, essentially. The old Twitch people who think of it from a perspective of the community and how we make this product better, and not that doesn't mean that we make it less profitable or anything. And then the new set of employees and management that don't care about the community, and people like me and many other big streamers as well, because you know, in the big scheme of things for Amazon, someone like Pokemon, they don't care, and yeah, it seems like they don't care at all. Not only that, one of the more sinister things I heard is like for, you know, front page stuff, etc., for which streamers to feature in certain certain social media stuff, like employees, the current employees would like pick favorites and like openly talk about, oh, I don't like this guy, or I hate that girl, and yeah, no, let's not take her. It's like, yeah, the picture that was painted is that, yeah, we're expendable, you know. Me, anyone else who streams, doesn't really matter how big or small you are. It's just like we're sort of there, the little people who are just we just push them around the way we need to. And the whole message about we're in this together is just complete hogwash that no one really believes there. Not only that, it does look kind of cringe when you crop it out from that yesterday's email about, you know, 50-50 means we're in this together, when in fact I didn't even know, like OnlyFans takes only about 8% or 10%, Patreon takes like 12%, YouTube takes 30%. Like Twitch is, from all social media platforms, Twitch is the one that takes the highest cut, and they're the ones who trumpet the loudest that we're in this together, we're here for the community, yet they're taking the biggest cut. You know, I read a couple of other breakdowns and watched Devin Nash's video about like how bad actually that email was in terms of trying to paint the picture about the, oh no, poor Twitch, how we're paying so much for this and that. And at the time of reading, I didn't realize how, I mean, in some way sinister that piece was, like misleading, I think is the right word, misleading, how misleading that piece was when you start analyzing on what actually things cost, and how like they're trying to paint that picture of, oh no, we're poor Twitch, we're paying so much to run your stream, so we need a little bit more. But the scariest bit is that it is because their main thing that should have worked, which is ads. Because Twitch, at the end of the day, and Amazon needs to be an ad platform. And hold your thoughts at the moment. A lot of people hate ads, but there is one big reason, because Twitch is failing on them. It's just the war of ad platforms, and Twitch is losing it massively, and Google's winning it hard. And therefore, yeah, that's why they're also looking at any kind of other options for revenue. And one of the weirder things is that they actually don't want to encourage subbing. So them giving creators the 70-30 split, everybody, which people have been asking for, it actually would encourage. Then at that point, I would be like, yeah, definitely sub some more, because, you know, I'm getting way more from it. As it turns out, it works out as a loss for Twitch, because subs don't see ads, and ads is the main thing that they want to push, and they need to push. It's a shared effort. They should get paid too. Who, what, where? Twitch? Yeah, but not 50%. The whole ads thing, though, I didn't realize it that much in detail, but Devin did a good explanation, and someone else as well, I can't remember now. Like a very nice breakdown of how it works and why Twitch ads are failing, where Twitch ads, basically they're not targeted, they haven't figured out and haven't worked on a system over all of these years to actually target them better, which is why, yeah, they're really low quality. That's why we see the same ad over and over and over again. That's why they're lower. They can sell it for a lower price because they don't have targeting. That's why they have to push now for more rather than more targeted. They just need to push for more. And like Google is, yeah, light years ahead of them in that, you know, in front of Amazon. Because even if Amazon, apparently there was like an interesting analysis done by someone, if Amazon just took the Google Ads platform and used that for targeting on Twitch, they could actually make it work. But of course, they are never going to do that. And the thing is, yeah, they've failed to build their own, and it is more of an Amazon problem than Twitch's, but it becomes Twitch's problem as well. That, yeah, Twitch doesn't even have any kind of targeting, so it's very difficult for them to sell ads for higher rates and for specific advertisers. So essentially, their only solution is just to push for more, which we can see from the ads incentive program. And till a certain point, it's okay, because, yeah, we play a little bit more ads, and I feel there is a balance, because I've been always not like full-on pro ads, but I think they need to exist, and I think a lot of people are overblowing the impact of them. That said, yeah, there is the other side of the coin where, you know, even my offers like play 6 minutes of ads per hour, play 8 minutes of ads per hour. They're just trying to push more. And those ads are just incredibly repetitive. It's just the same ads over and over again, because they have no targeting. I mean, I'm also getting ads here in this territory for shit that I can't even buy here. So yeah, it's pretty bad. Used to see the same ads at Paris forever, but I haven't seen an ad on Twitch for about 2 months now. I don't even know how this works. Yeah, no idea. What's happening in your region? Because yeah, it's also should be at least region-based. Chat with me. Hello, Siri. What's up? Hello. So yeah, there was a lot of information, but the overall picture that was painted, if I had to zoom out and try and summarize all of that, is that Twitch has serious problems. They don't have leadership that is solving those problems. They're just applying band-aids here and there, and they really have no plan how to get out of this, which all points towards the potential sale of Twitch. Like what Goth tweeted, that was already talked about as well in those conversations, is like Goth tweeted that like his prediction, Amazon pulled the Prime sub this spring. Because they lose on it as well. Of course they do. So Amazon pulls the Prime sub this spring, and then like some people are saying next summer, some people are saying maybe a year later Twitch gets sold. Because of course, you know, Amazon isn't going to just pull the plug on Twitch as in, yeah, all right, we're shutting it down tomorrow. Of course, they can still sell it. So the likelihood apparently is going to get sold. Goth said Tencent, and I saw someone else say, and I agree, is like, you know, if it's Microsoft, I'd be all right with that. You know, Game Pass integration, all that kind of stuff. Maybe Microsoft could be the good guys. Maybe they could figure it out, right? Hopefully Microsoft buys that. But anyway, that means that, yeah, things are not going to get better on Twitch anytime soon. It seems like they're going to get only worse for viewers and streamers alike. Because, yeah, Twitch is going to try and cut and pinch everywhere they can because they're not doing well. Because their ads thing is not working out. And they've abandoned a lot of sensible opportunities as well. Like another example that was brought up, like the VODs thing. I don't know if you know, it doesn't impact me, and I don't think even affiliates. Partners and affiliates aren't affected, but still, like they decreased the amount of time that VODs stay on the platform from 14 days to 7, and their reasoning was no one watches them anyway. But like the employee insight in this was that like there was definitely a group of people who were pushing for the, you know, the evergreen content, and Harris Heller has talked about that a lot as well, how YouTube, sorry, not YouTube, Twitch is missing a huge trick with all the clips and all of the stream VODs and everything. It's such a huge amount of content that it can monetize, etc. But because they haven't done anything with it, because they treat it like garbage, because it is not easily accessible, not easily searchable at all, the conclusion they make is no one watches them. Of course, no one watches them because you're not doing anything with it. But they just keep going down the rabbit hole of, well, no one watches them, so we're just going to bury them even more. And it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, if you know what I mean, where they treat that content like shit and then says, well, yeah, no one cares about it, so we're going to just treat it even more like shit and just basically remove it even faster. It's kind of a crazy, but it's not the first time, not the last time that happens. It's like, I don't know, like me and I guess a lot of other people have that idea that sometimes, like, you know, it's a big company, they should have so many smart people, so surely they're not going to make those mistakes. And then you look at that and they, you know, huge companies just making some absolutely idiotic mistakes that are just so clear to anyone who's not even working there, or in this case, you know, yesterday's discussion was mostly people who have worked there. But it's kind of crazy, yeah. Even the ex-YouTube gaming head tweeted at Twitch saying, you know, I love Twitch, with like a longer explanation of, yeah, why this is happening. Mostly, obviously, not for Twitch, but for people who would read it, for streamers and viewers alike. But the TLDR of the explanation was that, yeah, of course, they've run into a bit of a dead end with their scaling, which is why, yeah, they want to run more ads, which is why they want to stream, you know, stream more, more hours, because that's more ads. And it's just not feasible. There is no way that can continue for much longer. And their only way out of it would be, yeah, embracing the VODs, the clips. They could have already, a long time ago, before TikTok exploded, they could have had the TikTok, you know, with all of the clips, making them searchable, making them scrollable, etc. But none of that was done. But yeah, his tweet, it all makes sense, but as many smart people commented on that, saying, yeah, that ship has sailed a long time ago. They have already, like, been doing steps in the opposite direction of just, you know, removing that stuff, making it less visible, cutting the time it actually even stays live on the website, stuff like that. So, yeah. Coming back to the big picture, basically, yeah, things are not looking well. Don't expect any kind of good news from Twitch in the future. We might have like a little good thing here, a little good thing there, but overall, the important bit is that the company's not doing well. And they're trying real hard, but they haven't left themselves many avenues, but just run more ads, stream more hours, basically, and we pay you less. So yeah, which doesn't bode well for the future, because the management hasn't changed in a long time. The higher-ups, Emmett Shear is still there, tweeting about horses and planes. And as we know, yeah, companies can change course usually when management is changed, right? And whether that's going to happen and who's at Amazon is responsible for those decisions, we don't know. I don't know. So yeah, the reality is that the warning signs have been, and the writing on the wall has been a long time apparently, and it sort of felt like that, but I guess I was naive thinking that surely they can turn things around. But after yesterday's discussion, what I heard, yeah, I'm much more, what's that word? Much more somber, maybe. That, yeah, the reality of YouTube and streaming on YouTube has to be actually explored a lot more seriously than I ever thought before. Basically, that's what it is. And it's going to be interesting. A lot of the contracts are going to lapse apparently next summer, which is why Twitch is also introducing this cut to the 70-30 streamers around June next year. because that's where a lot of contracts need to be renegotiated and renewed, and we're gonna see what happens then. So we've still got a few months to see what kind of a fallout could happen from this, but it's interesting times. Most certainly interesting, very worrying and stressful, but interesting how this industry will change. Linus says, but they fucked Mixer, so why would Twitch be any different? Yeah, I mean, true. Microsoft did fuck Mixer. Though, I guess how they approached it was incorrect. Well, there was a breakdown on, like, which things went wrong. Perhaps, maybe, if they get a platform that's already working with communities, etc. Because they failed to build communities. They failed to build an ecosystem. They just tried with, like, throw this big name at the wall and it will work. You know, Shroud and Ninja, basically, I think. Maybe there were a couple of other signees. But, yeah, I do understand, Lynn. Yeah, I do understand, like, why would it work the second time? I don't know. Would I want Twitch to be owned by Tencent? I don't know either. So he says she's on her way back home and then she waddles to the vets. Wait, who's that? You? To the vets? Boona says Goth went to Mixer and it died. Then he moved to Facebook Gaming and it died. Well, it's there though. But for the joke's sake, yes, it died. Now he just came back to Twitch and it's dying. Cue X-Files music. I can't whistle. Well, I can. There you go. Don't they own something else like Twitch? I forgot what it was called. Who that? Microsoft? I don't think so, no. They just shuttered the whole thing because there was a lot of tens of millions of dollars thrown at it and nothing happened. And then they were like, yeah, cut the losses, stop. Oh, Tencent. Tencent owned Trovo. So this is my balls getting cut off. Finally, maybe you'll have that nice, pleasant ooh voice on the mic. So yeah, Tencent owned Trovo. Yeah, I mean, someone will end up buying Twitch. Question is who? You know, in the ideal world, I don't know what's ideal about it, but like we would see some sort of a U-turn and a management change and sweeping changes, but will it happen? I don't know. Elon Musk, oh my god, please no. And then he's gonna say he invented it. Yeah. We're running this website on Tesla batteries, Gigafactory. Ooh. Yeah. Well, anyway, made me think a lot last night. Absolutely. Did get my 4 hours of sleep. Hope it doesn't show. But yeah. I feel like this might unravel way faster than I thought it would. I think we had still a few years, but yeah, I didn't realize how bad this was and why they're doing that. And yeah, the whole idea that they actually don't want you to sub. They don't want streamers encouraging subs. Which also made me think, like, there are streamers who have done that successfully. I would need to think what I can offer on Patreon. You know, OnlyFans jokes incoming, of course. But, like, a lot of people urged just, yeah, in that conversation yesterday. Well, obviously, all of the standard things that I'm already aware of, just other social media, put as much effort as you can in other social media, stream shorter hours, put more hours into YouTube, TikTok, just do that. The time is running out, clock's ticking, do it. But also the fact that, yeah, the subs that just move to other platforms. I do understand, though, that the big positive of subs is that, yeah, you get emotes, you get sub badges. It is a feeling of a community. But I don't know, maybe there are some people who are like, I don't care about the badge and the emotes. I'd sub to you rather on Patreon. Maybe that is something I have to entertain. Because that was one of the big recommendations, is like move away from subs. Because, yeah, things are not going to get better with subs. They'll get worse. And yeah, warning bells were also rang about Prime, that the Prime sub is going to go away as well soon. And I know that I get a decent amount, I don't know, I have to check. I think about a quarter of my subs at least are Prime subs. If those goes away, I highly doubt that those people who have been subbing with Prime will suddenly change to paid subs. Probably not. So that revenue is going to go away as well. You know, the big revenue drop from the price decrease on subs. You know, we haven't seen more subs because of that. I can't speak for other channels, but for my channel, I definitely know that the sub revenue has dropped off about, I would say about 30%, if not more. You know, with the introduction of like custom pricing all around the world. So yeah, like the sub money is squeezed from all ends, not only at the higher end of streamers, but everywhere. And apparently Prime subs are gonna disappear soon as well. Because also with the Prime sub, it is like a massive loss for Twitch and Amazon, because at the end of the day, they're not getting more Prime users anymore, and they're paying the streamer. They don't get their cut. Plus, because you're Prime sub, you're not watching ads. So it is everything that they don't want anymore. So apparently Prime subs are gonna go pretty soon as well. Patreon could have a special Discord access. You could do sub-only merch discounts. There are options, of course. Feed pics. Yes, yeah, I gotta mention the feed pics. I mean, you know, we have a sub-only room on Discord as well, and it's just we're so small that that segregating that doesn't make any sense. I really don't know what kind of other content could be offered on Patreon, because there would have to be some sort of content offered. That's for sure. In hindsight, it was pretty stupid to expect more people subbing just because it's priced for your region. I guess, I don't know whether that was stupid or not. Because, like, for example, you know, if in your region $5 is actually way too much, and suddenly you can sub for $1, it would encourage some people to sub. But I don't think it compensated. So, if it dropped from $5 to $1, I don't think in that particular region suddenly 5 times more people started subbing to Twitch. I think that is the issue. It might have encouraged some new subs, but overall it was a loss. Almost time to slime. Oh yeah, Slime Rancher too. Have you got it already? Bunus is community gaming? What would be community gaming? As in sub on Patreon, get to play with the streamer? Pre-order available because it's early access, but I'm getting it as soon as it's live. And it's live today, right? Yeah. The Slime Rancher. We'll wait for your review. Side note, did you hear that Donkey's launching his games publishing company? Some people happy, some people pointing fingers and laughing, saying, haha, I review games equals I know how to publish. I'm withholding my judgment. Donkey seems pretty cool. Whether he knows anything about publishing or not, we'll see. A patron bonus opportunity to play with you. I'm just saying that that's what other people do. Alright. Yeah, I definitely will need to look at some things that other people do. That's for sure. Yeah, Bruno, you said that he lives, like, not too far from you. I most certainly can look at something. Because, yeah, of course, if I move over to Patreon... Or, like, I say move over. I encourage subbing on Patreon. You know, I have to offer something there. With Patreon, you can also do tiers. So you can do $1 Patreon. Some people might be able to afford that more than a sub. Oh, I haven't even thought about that. Of course, in Patreon, you could sort of set your own price, right? That was the idea of the Twitch pricing, but you could control that even more and more granular. Yeah, because on Twitch, you can't get a $1 sub. Whereas on Patreon, yeah, apparently Patreon just keeps, what was it, 10% or something like that. I mean, it's much better than giving away 50%, that's for sure. Used to live around Bruno, doesn't anymore, alright. 6 PM when it goes live? Probably. That's like decent amount of time in US and still people awake in Europe. Yeah, so, yeah, a lot of those things definitely made me think. I mean, before even listening to that discussion yesterday, I already said on stream yesterday, and I'll say again today, and I'll tweet about it, and I'll need to try and find out what people think about it. But yeah, I will try the Saturday YouTube streams. And who knows? Maybe at some point Monday to Thursday is Twitch and Friday and Saturday is YouTube. It really all depends how it goes. It might be a very positive surprise. It might be a daunting and negative surprise. How very few of you actually want to watch there. Because I do understand that there's many kind of reasons. I'm not like that appealing for most people to just do that. A lot of you are watching many streams at the same time, clicking between Twitch streams, so to have another YouTube window open, kind of annoying. On the other hand, yeah, when I tweet the live tweet and the bot drops it in Discord, it literally is just a link, but it is a different platform. And because I am not partnered on YouTube, I won't have any sub options or any kind of emotes or anything like that, at least at the start. But it also might help me get the channel off the ground a little bit faster, that's for sure. It would help the YouTube channel. And that is the beauty of YouTube. And that is what Twitch is missing out on massively, is that the video platform, the fact that the videos stay there, that my videos that anyone clicks on show that I'm live, and it's like all of that system is linked together. That is so nice. And Twitch had that chance and theoretically still have the chance on doing that. But yeah, there's a lot of smart people on Twitter yesterday said that ship has sailed. You know, that ship has sailed. The whole live content versus evergreen content on Twitch. And side note about the whole thing where Lyndon, you said that's what companies do in their profit and loss to make it look better about the whole how much it costs them. Check this shit out. For the longest time, it was free. Zero. Those devs and programmers that spoke up, who used to work at Twitch, they said for the longest time, apparently now they pay something very basic, but for the most part it was just free. Amazon's resources servers, you need to spin it up or something, everything's free. So them, or the Twitch's president actually, using not only that, using the lowest rate, which he admits himself in the email. Let's use the base rate, as if Twitch is some sort of a one-man band that's going to only use it for a couple of streams. So they use the highest, most expensive rate. Let's use that to calculate our costs. Where apparently the cost is like 50 times or more lower at the moment. So that was also kind of a dick move. But the sad thing is that, yeah, like maybe most people who read that email won't even read the analysis or hear about what the actual situation is. You can make a $100 Patreon tier if you want, but the $1 is like the, hey, support no perks, but I wanted to support. Ah, yeah. See, I've never really used Patreon that much, so yeah, I'll need to start learning about it. I feel like, yeah, that's probably going to be one of the best platforms, right? There's a couple of others that are similar to Patreon. I'll need to look into it, but Patreon is the most well-known, for sure. I'm going to publish vlog videos, yeah, stuff like that. I do know that like a lot of YouTubers that I watch advertise their Patreon, and sometimes they have the YouTube video a few days earlier up on Patreon. Some of them have extra content from that video on Patreon. And some of them, yeah, indeed do vlogs. Like they might have a car channel, but then they do also like personal vlogs. If anyone wants to follow my personal life, that old stuff is on Patreon. So yeah, I guess there's definitely options for content there. But yeah, the first step for me isn't going to be Patreon or anything. It's just going to be trying out YouTube streaming. Just getting like the technical side together, you know, making sure that notifications work, you know, familiarizing myself with the chat and what kind of tools are there. Trying out higher bit rates. I'm sure that's going to be nice. And yeah, seeing how it feels. It most certainly, one thing I'm certain of though, is that it will definitely give the channel, the YouTube channel, a boost. No doubt. I don't doubt that. But yeah, overall, it's like, yeah, it's not the end of the content creation era. We're just at the relative beginning of it, for sure. But yeah, it was a nice reality check yesterday, you know, just hearing so much inside stuff about Twitch and what's happening, and then also You know, there was analysis, but Devin and I can't remember who was the other person doing that. Like the whole ad content or ad platform wars. Explaining it from that aspect suddenly for me just becomes a lot more clear where Twitch is failing and why they're failing and why, yeah, they sort of have boxed themselves in the corner with this whole thing where the only way out is for them to ask more from you, the viewer, and me, the streamer, stream more hours, run more ads, watch more ads, and giving back less. We're in this together, bleed purple. But give us more, you know? It's not even like a corporate greed thing, it's just that they just run out of options because they haven't really worked on anything else. That's what it is. Chipses, what's up? Hello. There's another part of Patreon as well. Say if you want to make a plushie with your little Deviant guy, you could just give patrons first dibs on ordering and then open it up to general public after that. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with it. All right. Yeah, it does sound like if you want. And what, you know what it sounds like if I compare it to subs? Like there is a lot more freedom in what you want to do and what you want to attach to the perks and stuff like that. The downside is, of course, that subs are a very nice community thing on Twitch. The fact that you do get the badge, that you do get the emotes, that you don't have to watch ads, all of that. Chips with some sippet, thank you. Chips, I'm alright. Full of all kinds of thoughts about how things are in the content creation universe at the moment. And I'll repeat myself because I wasn't the only one noticing that. And I said it yesterday, you know, Twitch delivering the news about, hey, we're all in this together, but we're not doing well, so we're going to take away from you. While YouTube sent out an email to everybody, and so many people do YouTube, so they notice as well. It's like YouTube sent out an email like, hey, this is how we're going to like make you, this is how we're going to let you make more money. Shorts will now be ad monetizable and blah blah blah. This is what you get, this is how you do it. Just working on more options for content creators to make money. Not only that, coming back a little bit to the point where Bunu said that the discovery on YouTube is nothing. It depends how you look at it, but I already explained that it is quite the opposite. But yes, there is no browsing like that, the browsing discovery. And the term that I learned yesterday, it's called programmatic discovery. Where yeah, it's the algorithm that's like trying to feed you the stuff that you might be interested in. Whether we like it or not, we stepped into a war with Cabal on Mars, but also it does work massively and works wonders for YouTubers if you do things right. So yeah. At this point, the changes are only affecting like 500 streamers or so. I'm not saying ignorance is bliss, but you have lots of time to observe the direction. You can keep doing your thing. If you're not uploading a bunch of videos, I should have added. Wait, those are two separate things. If you're not uploading a bunch of videos in terms of discoverability, well, yeah, I mean, you need to also upload, but the good thing is, like, for example, when Tim the Tatman moved to YouTube, he was like, and it seems like such a simple thing, but he was blown away by it as well. He was like, I live streamed, and then my live stream automatically became a video in my channel and continued earning money for me, even weeks and weeks after I streamed. So, like, I'm not saying one shouldn't create videos, of course you should, but even a live stream automatically becomes a video, and of course all of the clips as well. Talking about the clips, I'll show you one channel that explains, one streamer that also responded to this, talking about YouTube and how he says, like, streaming is the last thing he does. On that note, yeah, streaming, I don't know if he said that or it was in the Twitch employee discussion, but it was like, yeah, that if you look at the platforms at the moment, look at Twitch, at YouTube, etc., that Twitch is the one that values your time the least as a content creator. They just want more time from you. Oh, another thing, I must mention that. It was so cringe, I guess, even to hear that apparently, yes, some of the big creators, sure, you know, they get big bucks for that, but like some of them have been pushed into contracts is like 240 hours per week. Is it per week or per month? Per month, excuse me. 240 hours per month. Per week wouldn't be possible. Of streaming, and like when they have like mental problems, etc., and start burning out massively, Internally, there have been people who have been like, you know, hey, should we take care of this person? Should we give them a break for a week or something like that? We can see that like they're basically falling apart, etc. And the answer always from the management has been no. They sign the contract, they do the hours. And I won't accept any kind of the rich haters here going, yeah, but that's what you get, make you $1 million, shut the fuck up. No, I feel like the humanity, the human factor has disappeared. And one thing that I haven't realized is there was a discussion about why are there so many big streamers just sitting there watching YouTube videos. The explanation for that was, yeah, it's not like they're lazy and don't want to do anything. Maybe there's a couple of people like that who are, but mostly it is because they have absolutely ridiculous hours that they have to do, so they just have to sit there and do the hours because that's how it is. And it's just an illustration of a bigger problem, coming back again to where Twitch has no option but like just ask to stream more, run more ads, stream more, run more ads, because they haven't built any other avenues, basically. So yeah, Patreon's just a paywall. What you want to put behind it, whatever. Yeah. So this is, I'm absolutely uninformed, just listening to Cree Radio while waddling. I'm glad you are. I'm sure you're getting some of it that I'm talking about. But yeah. Talking about the 500 channels or so. That is right. The estimation is that like the most biggest effect is going to be on the 500 channels. But again, zooming out and looking at the bigger picture, it's going to ripple out very quickly. Quickly being, of course, it's going to take months for sure, yes. For now, I can do my own thing, and I mean, I have no other options but to do my own thing and continue looking at YouTube, basically. But the reality is that looking at the current feedback and how it is that... again, there were some calculations because a 29% drop, it was like some ridiculous amount of money they're not going to earn, a lot of the big creators. And again, boohoo, millionaires, I think it's a very short-sighted way of looking at that if you're looking at an ecosystem of streamers. The thing is that it looks like a lot of them might have this as the final nail in the coffin, where they go like, I don't even really need a contract with YouTube. I'm big enough to move over. And if there is a critical mass of them moving over, at that point it could affect, basically if there is an exodus that reaches a critical tipping point, then that affects me and everyone else, because at that point there is a lot of viewers moving over. And it might not happen. There have been instances before where Twitch introduces something and everyone's like, fuck it, I'm moving to YouTube, and then no one moves. That might be the case, but this, I don't know. In terms of volume and discussion and people being like, whoa, waking up, this one so far seems to be like the biggest thing that I've seen. Because if there are plenty of big streamers from those 500, top 500, that on June 1st, 2023 go like, yeah, I'm not renewing my contract, and go either A, do what Ninja did, and go like, I'm just multi-streaming everywhere, or B, just move fully to YouTube. Wait a minute. But if you move to YouTube, you can still stream on Twitch. You just drop your partnership and just co-stream on Twitch anyway, right? While you're a partner, you can't do it, but if they don't renew the contract, if you move to YouTube, you just set up an extra stream running on Twitch anyway, just to pull the audience. And suddenly, we end up in this weird reverse situation where you start pulling now people from Twitch to YouTube, whereas usually it has been the other way around. So yeah, it's just the question of whether we reach that tipping point or not. Because I truly believe that in terms of like how humans behave and how big masses of humans behave, is that there is a tipping point that needs to be reached, and then things start rolling very fast. You know? It's just we haven't reached it before, but this very well might be it. Because yeah, again, coming back to that Twitch employees discussion, there's nothing better on the horizon, only worse. So yeah, Linus says you can do it too. Yeah, I wouldn't do it now, because I still get, you know, a few hundred, what is it, euros? Yeah, a few hundred euros a month, at least from subs and bits. So if I would like abandon that and go like, yeah, let's go YouTube full on, then yeah, there's no way I can't survive. I mean, I can barely survive now. So that is not an option for me. But I think I could try and like step with just a pinky toe, just a little bit in YouTube that one day on Saturdays, try it out, see if we can build someone up there, an audience, see how many of you actually want to watch there, because there are going to be some, and I honestly, I swear I'm not going to be angry at anyone. I'm, you know, one of my number one points is no one owes me anything in terms of like I am not entitled to your time or your tips or your subscriptions, so it's down to me to just work on that. So there are going to be some people that will be like, yeah, I love you, Creep, but I'm staying on Twitch, basically, you know. It's going to happen. Just, it's an unknown quantity, as well as it's the unknown quantity of what happens on YouTube, whether we get more people there. But in a theoretical rosy glasses scenario, because why not? We're allowed to dream. It is possible that I stream on Saturdays and then I do Fridays and Saturdays, and we find more and more people there. And there's a decent amount of you who decide that, yeah, I'm all right with watching you on YouTube. And at some point I realize that, yeah, maybe I can get another day and then I do 50-50. And at some point, it is possible that I get, well, not possible, it's definitely the target, to get partnered on YouTube, and then I can get my super chats and memberships. And if those suddenly start, you know, swaying into the direction where they're doing more than the Twitch subs, at that point I write a message to Twitch saying that I would like to end my partner contract, of course. And then I just go full on, yeah, YouTube and just co-stream on Twitch. Sen! Hello! What's up? Would you like me to cancel my sub and switch to $5 on PayPal? Only if you want that. Because on the other hand, your viewing experience will be interrupted by ads. You will not have a badge in a chat. The monkey emotes, you don't use them anyway, so that's fine. If you think that that's fine, sure. But I would say rather wait, enjoy the perks at the moment, and I need to set up Patreon, so at least I can, you know, give people a role on Discord, etc., to somehow show that they're supporting on regular basis. Because I do understand that subs do have a value still for people in the community. Yeah. It's just that their value for streamers is diminishing, and it looks like, yeah, Twitch doesn't really want to push them either, because at the end of the day, they want everyone to watch ads. And definitely, you know, streaks are fun as well. Seeing those 54, 56, 57 months subbed. I mean, it makes me go pog, and it's the same for you as well. Even those of you who are seeing someone sub like that, it's like, whoa, dude, what the hell, 60 months? So it is an important thing. I'm not like arguing that subs are not needed. It's just that their value is being eroded currently at the higher level, but all of the signs are there that basically, you know, eventually they are going to be, well, they're already not encouraged, essentially, is what I'm saying. So, yeah. Weird times. I think there was, like, this Patreon, obviously, that's the one I know of. OnlyFans. But also, what is that? There is something else that, like, offers you, that was, like, more streamer-linked, where you could sign up for a $5 a month, like a subscription, and it even offered an option to share it on stream, etc. So at least the streaks could be enjoyed and stuff like that. I don't know, maybe Patreon has integrations with Twitch as well already at this point. I have no idea. See, that's stuff that I need to start reading and learning about, because I have no clue. I've never looked at it. Never looked at it. But yeah. I think all things provided. If I can, I'm gonna try and do the first stream on Saturday on YouTube. So do Monday to Friday Twitch, Saturdays YouTube. You know, get used to the system there. the chat layout, the experience, understand what I need to improve, what I need to change for it, and just start doing it and see how it goes. It's gonna be very interesting. Very interesting. Definitely an exciting time as well. And check this shit out. I said that yesterday on stream, that maybe I need to do Saturdays, like 1 day a week on YouTube. And I was scrolling through Twitter after the stream and like, damn it to hell, saying exactly the same thing. Dude H just going, you know what? Today's events make me realize that maybe I just need to do 1 stream per week on YouTube. And I'm like, what the hell, damn it? Exactly the same thought that I had. And the thing is, that just means that we're not the only two have had that thought. There must be so many creators who've had that thought. Being like, whoa, you know what? Maybe it's time I just start trying out live stream on YouTube. Because every partner, apart from there's a very small handful of partners who have like super custom contracts. Those are not allowed. Some of them have a clause that they're not allowed to stream anywhere else at all. But all of the other mere mortals like me who are just on the automated partner contract, as long as I don't stream at the same time on Twitch, I can stream anywhere else. If I wanted with a partner contract, I could stream on Monday, 1 day only per week on Twitch, and then all of the other days just be on YouTube. It is absolutely fine, you know? The only thing I'm not permitted to do is just stream on both at the same time. That's basically it. Here's an interesting thing. That was also, I think, in that discussion where it turns out like... no, wait a minute. That was in Devin Nash's video. Check this shit out, right? In that email, Twitch's president said, you know, don't worry about us removing the 70/30 and not giving it to anyone else. We're giving you more ads revenue and all that. And then a lot of top creators contacted Devin, or some of them tweeted about it, about the fact that a lot of them don't even have the access to the ads revenue program, because they're locked in their contracts on how many hours they need to stream, etc. And they don't get access to this custom. They have an ad rate set in the contract, and Twitch is not giving this new ad program to them anyway. So it's kind of a dick move. Twitch's president saying, yeah, look, we're giving you more money through ads, except for a lot of those streamers that are going to lose out, they're not getting more money. They can't even get access to this program because it's just not in their contract. So, yeah. Basically, what Twitch's president did in that letter was comparing apples to oranges, pretending that they're exactly the same. And I think I read that on stream as well, as like how they calculate the averages. There's no information what kind of time frame they're taking for the 27% increase, etc. Right? Because overall, my income, even if we had the same size community that we had like 2 years ago, overall it's still down per sub. Per viewer, it is overall down, which means that, yeah, I can get less from Twitch. Partner blanket, check. Clothes on hangers, check. Can't see the messy boxes, messy chair, check. Yes, can show you the chair. There it is. See, it has got a hoodie, another jumper, the Twitch jumper, and 2 old headphones and some insulating foam for speakers. And yes, the 2 boxes that... Oh my god, the yesterday's socks that I showed on stream, they're still there. I need to put those in the washing. Damn it. The socks are still there. Not the socks. The socks are... Yeah, the socks are still there. I never picked them up. They just stay there. Linus says the big names have Patreon integration. WordPress, Discord, MailChimp, Streamlabs. Oh, the big names that have Patreon integration. So the ones that I would care about, Discord and Streamlabs, and actually MailChimp as well. That is an interesting thing I heard that I haven't heard in a while since my marketing days. Like, build mailing lists. It was possible, by the way, if you didn't know. It was possible with Twitch. Back in the day, I just never utilized it. I have received an email or two from Tweedy, and damn it to hell, they used it a couple of times. Where you can send out emails, for example, once a month, some sort of a digest or update to your subscribers, and then Twitch removed that feature, as they've done with many others. They just basically are cutting this platform down. Just cut that, remove that. So yeah, another recommendation was, well, yeah, one overarching one was, of course, diversify. Make sure that you rely less and less on Twitch and more on other multiple platforms. Understandable. And the other one was, yeah, like just build, well, your presence in other platforms, including mailing lists. So yeah, I guess Patreon would allow you to build a mailing list because that MailChimp is used exactly for that, for email campaigns. And I know Zoomers don't have emails, but you know what? Plenty of people still have. But yeah, if Patreon has got Streamlabs integration, that means that, yeah, you can even have notifications on stream. When you resub on Patreon and not on Twitch, we can still have a notification and celebrate that, yeah. I'll wear it again, chair. Sen hangs it in the bathroom. Wait, really? On what? So see, you still have a place where you put something. Because that Twitch jumper and the hoodie, I don't need to put them in the dirty lot. I mean, they should be on the hangers though. They should be there. That's basically where they would belong. Yeah. You're right. Clothes hangers, of course. And since I have a few emails. Yeah, I have quite a few as well. For all kinds of needs and purposes. Linus says, I'm sure Elements will integrate at some point. But wait. Oh, shit. It's Streamlabs, not Stream Elements. Yeah, I have to check. It is possible that they still have some sort of an API or something that, that you can integrate with. Let me see. So. Yeah, there's a video already from last year, June. Set up Patreon alerts inside Stream Elements. Yep. How to add Stream Elements notifications to your Patreon. And there's like a loyalty bonus system, etc. How to set up OBS Studio with Stream Elements for Patreon. So it is quite possible that it is already possible, yeah. Gee, shrimp. Broham Lincoln. What the hell is that? Is that some sort of an Australian greeting? Good afternoon. How are you? Oh, good evening, probably. Good evening. I'm all right. Full of thoughts about the future of creators on Twitch. We've had quite the discussion already for like a good hour and a half. Wait, 9 a.m. Wait a minute. Why did I think? No. Oh my god. You thought I was Australian, not the other way around. Yes. So good morning. Good morning in that case. Yeah, I'm just thinking like, what was the alternative for, there was a streamer's alternative for Patreon. But honestly, everyone's saying Patreon, and most big streamers and like Devin also has got Patreon, and YouTubers have Patreon. So I guess Patreon makes the most sense. You are nosy, I can hear that. Maybe there's a small part in me that's Aussie. That is possible. Did you know that like Crocodile Dundee was actually a Latvian? There you go. So there is a connection between this country and Aussie land. Or actually, you know, Crocodile Dundee was the character, but the character was based on Latvian dude that moved to Australia. Right, there was a video I wanted to watch on stream that was an interesting summary about why streaming basically... Right, here's another take, right? I already said like a TLDR, an overview of how it looks like with Twitch. Essentially, things are not looking bad. They've boxed themselves in the corner, and you know, it's the last moment to think how to get off that ship. Prepare for the worst, you know. Things might change, but prepare for the worst. That said, he has another perspective on like why streaming should be the last thing you do. And for me, currently, it's the first thing I do. Don't worry. Doesn't mean that I'm going to suddenly stream for only 2 hours. Well, today I am. Because, let's see, in about an hour, I guess, I need to start getting ready. But, yeah, there was a really, really interesting take from an experienced YouTuber and streamer on, like, why YouTube works way better than Twitch. And it kind of echoes the discussion why Twitch should have invested in like VODs content and clips content and how that would have helped, but they instead have chosen to actively abandon it. It was a really, really good video. I'm gonna find it.
And there's something I wanted to talk about because...
Yeah, and that was also the truth about YouTube versus Twitch right now. I want to show you my revenue from one of my YouTube videos and discuss the terrible 200 hours streamed at 100 viewers is $1,000. Yeah, basically that disingenuous thing that Twitch used yesterday in that email to trying to convince everyone that, ooh, it's so expensive. And giving the example of like 200 hours streamed as well. Have you ever listened to Estonian rap? Estonian rap? No. Why are you mentioning Estonian specifically? But I would say Latvian, Estonian... Yeah. Not the greatest languages for rapping. Like, the weirdest rap that I have in my audio collection that I listen to is Japanese. That one, I don't know. That one kind of slaps. But Latvian, oh, no, I cringe. I cringe when I hear Latvians rapping. There's like a couple of musicians that sort of half rap, half sing. There are a couple of good songs from them, but overall, no. We have PayPal tips on YouTube. I like how you spent at YouTube. Well, yeah, that's the thing, Sen. I like the PayPal thing. When you click on that PayPal, it's completely platform agnostic. Apart from, you know, that's just PayPal. But it's a link. I can put it anywhere. I could put it on my Twitter. I can put it on my YouTube. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, of course. I just literally set up the notifications to show up in OBS. And they show up on my YouTube stream. So yeah, that all still stays. Who's your favorite hip-hop artist for reference? What, for me? Or are you asking Shrimp? Well, I'll answer anyway. I don't have one. Honestly, I don't. I don't have a favorite band. I only had a favorite band back in school. For the longest time, it was Queen. After that, for some time, it was Nirvana. Then Metallica. Oh no, after Metallica, it was Sepultura. So I sort of went harder and harder and harder. But then after that, yeah, I just sort of fell in love with music in general. So I have no favorite artist at all. I just have music, a lot of music that I listen to. Like, and I know it annoys some people, because some people are sort of like completionists in music listening, where, yeah, they have full albums and they like, just like to listen from the start till the end, and they have their artists that they follow specifically. For me, I don't care about the album. And I just listen. A new album comes out. I don't know. Hudson Mohawk recently released a new album. Pretty cool album. I like it. But I only have 3 tracks from it. The rest of it, I don't want in my collection because I just wouldn't listen to it. And it's the same with everything. I just have a little bit of everything. But it definitely is some sort of a style that I like the most. It's impossible to define. There's just something where I vibe with that track or I don't. And there is no way of explaining that apart from, I don't know, literally doing some psychology research and checking my brainwaves or some shit, and why this bass line in this song and this beat vibes with me. Because there's going to be house tracks that I love, house tracks that I hate. Or not hate, dislike. There's going to be hip-hop tracks that I like, hip-hop tracks that I dislike. It's not necessarily linked to East Coast to West Coast, UK or US. It just could be the same artist, and there's going to be one track that oh my god, it's my favorite shit ever, and the next one will be like, oh no, I can't listen to that for more than 30 seconds. So that's why I just don't have favorites. It's just, I listen to it, if I like it, I add it to my library. Yeah, that's a super rare thing for me where someone releases an album and I like every single track on it. Like, that's super high praise from me. Then it's like, yo, wow, I liked everything there. Right, I'm going to go for a quick toilet break. And, do I have water? I probably need to get some more water as well. And then we're gonna watch this video here. Mtashed. With a really interesting, like, he's just showing his channel and he shows revenue on his videos, etc. And yes, I know he's a big creator, but like, it still remains true even in a smaller scale. Because in a smaller scale also, the Twitch revenue is gonna be smaller. Song for the Estonian rap, Non-Stop by Makanash. I'm not listening to it, sorry. Especially on the stream. But I can tell you already, I would dislike it. It's just, I don't know. Something about rapping in Latvian or Estonian, it just doesn't sound good. Right, anyway, I'll be back. Toilet break. And ad break. Wow, wait a minute. Should we try this thing? Should we try this thing? So, subs, tell me, will you see an ad? Now while the empty chair is gonna be here. Playing it now. Okay, so Lyndon got an ad. So was he the only one from all of the subs that got an ad? Buddha says I have ad block. Shit. It's fine. But I think a lot of the ad blocks don't work on Twitch, so maybe yours works at the moment. Shrimp got 4. Interesting. So Shrimp, so that setting works. So Shrimp had 4, Lyndon had 5. 4, and how long each of them was. Higgy didn't get any. Interesting. So it did deliver it to some. Bonus says I have ad block at network level, not only the browser. Oh, okay. So you've got a more advanced thing. Bonus says I hear you now, and I still have 2 ads to go. Wait. So how the hell can you hear me? So Shrimp got 4, 15 seconds each. So about a minute. Okay. That's so weird. So Lyndon hears the ad and the stream. Cheers with some Fanta. Alright, let me get my headphones. 5 ads in total, between 15 and 30 seconds. Yeah. All right, so it does work. So if I'm going for like a toilet break, then I theoretically could switch that on for subs as well. Turkey is now full of Russians escaping conscription, mobilization. Not even joking. One of the few countries that I can still can go to. Right. This video though, check it out. It's a very interesting thing. Oh, wait a minute. Let me scroll up. I think Lyndon said something before I left. Yeah. Lyndon says, I'm a small YouTuber, make around $130 still a month. Wait, really? Wow. Okay. Yeah. So there it is, MTashed, not a small creator, but I think it still applies in this scenario very much. And this is what he's got to say about yesterday's Twitch says, well, you need to stream 200 hours at 100 viewers, and then, yeah, you'll get the $1,000.
Hey everyone, MTAS here, and there's something I wanted to talk about because in the press release from Twitch, one of the things they kind of talked about is if you do 200 hours of streaming, so 50 hours a week, right? An incredible amount of time. And you average 100 concurrent viewers for that whole time, which puts you in a very high level of Twitch, which a lot of people don't realize. Getting 100 viewers is not easy. So stream a massive amount of hours and be a very successful streamer, viewerage-wise, you can make $1,000 of ad revenue. That is absolute dog meat. That is so bad per hour spent, obviously. But if you were to take those same amount of hours and you were to put it into YouTube, you would be a lot better off. Now, I want to show you this because I think this paints a very good example. If you look at this right here, I search which
I got to pause already because that is true. Even myself being a streamer, often I forget like how many hours get put into streaming. So it feels like, yeah, like, you know, if I would pivot to YouTube, I wouldn't have that much time, but I stream so many hours still. So, yeah.
His best tier list. I know this is specific,
basically there
but
is
I wanted
time
to make sure that I showed
it's
this.
just a
Maybe
question of
even
where
if I
you
did
use it.
Battlefield tier list. I want you to notice something here. Let me just put a little space there. One of the most recommended videos here, 1.4 million views. It's a year ago. I'm going to search this again, Battlefield tier list, so I'm going to change that up here. It's still the most recommended video for a Battlefield tier list. Some of these things may have changed, right? But this is the most recommended one. It's got an awesome thumbnail. It's got 1.4 million views, and this is from Patty Cakes. Now, Patty Cakes is a Destiny content creator, but this...
Yeah, so I'm going to pause because Lyndon brings up a great point. Almost 9,500 subscribers on YouTube, around 25,000 views a month, still $130. That's with videos that you posted 5 years ago. Excuse me. So that's basically the point that he's going to bring up as well, because this tier list video is a year-old video, and, you know, the TLDR is, of course, yeah, that evergreen content wins versus live. Once live is gone, because Twitch doesn't have anything really apart from the really shitty VOD system to keep people engaged, once it's gone, and it doesn't make anything anymore. Which is why, yeah, they're just pushing you. More hours, stream more hours, run more ads. Stream more hours, run more ads. Because they haven't invested in anything else. Yeah. Infotain, good morning. If you and other streamers in chat started today, what platform would you start on? YouTube. Today, I would start on YouTube. Yeah. If I had that opportunity, I would start on YouTube. I don't know how far into this discussion you joined in, but I am pretty certain that most people would answer that it's YouTube. It's just that a lot of us have built something on Twitch, so it's incredibly scary and risky to now move. But I feel like that moment is coming closer where the pressure is growing, and we might have this watershed moment where enough people go like, you know what, I gotta take the dip. Or just like me and like Damn It to Hell, literally, which indicates to me that there's going to be thousands of other streamers thinking the same. Maybe, you know what, I start doing 1 or 2 days a week on YouTube. Still keep this Twitch thing going, but 1 or 2 days, I stream on YouTube. What just got here was a breakfast club. All right, I hope it was tasty both for your brain and your mouth. I don't know, that sounded weird. But yeah, so it's basically I sort of regurgitated a little bit about what I heard in a almost 4-hour discussion yesterday that was organized on Twitter in Twitter live spaces by ex-Twitch employees, and how things are looking actually pretty bad, and explain the reasons behind yesterday's announcements on the 70-30 split and why no one's gonna get it, and explaining why that's just the beginning, and that yeah, things are not looking great. Let's put it that way. And yeah, let's continue with
this was one of, if not the first video he ever made on the channel, and it generated 1.4 million views. And he never really committed to this channel long term because Battlefield kind of flopped. But a brand new YouTube channel with a great title, great premise, a well-made video, good thumbnail, got 1.4 million views. Because of the search algorithm, a new Battlefield was coming out. People are curious.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that me or you are going to get that 1.4 million, but still.
Now, did he shout this out on his other channel? I'm sure
possible,
he did.
Yeah.
Did he get extra views because of his other channel? I'm sure he did. Was there some recognition because he's patty cakes and they're like, wait a second, I think I know this guy? There probably was. But at the end of the day, if you were to commit those 200 hours to creating a brand, good thumbnails, learning how to edit, creating thought-provoking, compelling stuff like this, tier lists, best characters, guides, all these different things, I guarantee you would make more than $1,000. Because this video, you know, if the channel was monetized at the time, with this long of a video, this could see anywhere from $4,000 to like $15,000.
Yeah, it depends what kind of ads get sold on it when you get a share for that.
I'm going to show you something. If I go to my channel here, and we look at some of my videos, and we go by most viewed. I'm going to show you this right now, because I want to put some context in. 1.3 million views, 1.5
Oh, he does
views,
Genshin stuff, didn't know.
Million views. I'm going to click on this one because it's very similar. Genshin is notoriously bad for revenue. The CPM is notoriously bad.
Oh, I guess because it counts as a little bit of gambling or some shit, maybe. And with bad CPM, still 7,000.
Generated $7,000 in revenue.
And it's still generating
it. Some of it is passive, and it's still generating some views, right? But I guarantee if you put in time to YouTube and making quality content, you will do so much better than Twitch in 99.99% of situations, because no one has to look at my view counts. No one has to find me on YouTube. They have to find this video. And it's a lot easier to...
And that's such a good point. And like, I feel like this is not even stressed enough in this video. Like, the difference in how discoverability actually does work on YouTube, and why, yeah, they take that approach, and why they haven't had that front page for streamers or anything, because their approach is different. However, they have said that after all of the Twitch streamers who have moved over, etc., and viewers have asked, like, you know, we want a browsable page, they might introduce it, but yeah, their main way of the videos finding you is how they do the discovery. And he's got a very good point. Yeah, they don't need to find you. They don't need to click on my stream or something. They just need to find that one video that ends up as the entry point.
They have to find this video. And it's a lot easier to find this video and make a video with a good topic and a good premise and something that people care about than it is for them to care about you. They don't have a reason to care about you. They don't have a reason to click on your face, but they do have a reason to understand, well, how do I get overpowered artifacts in Genshin Impact? How do I get that amazing sword in New World? You know, like, there are so many opportunities on YouTube, and people are lost if they think that Twitch is going to compete with YouTube in any fashion in 2022, going into 2023. You will not make it on Twitch because there's no discoverability. There's so much competition. But the work conditions, the pay, all of it is dog meat. It's terrible. I would never, ever, recommend Twitch to anyone. I would never tell anyone to commit time to Twitch before they had a YouTube. Ever. I wouldn't even tell people to go on Twitch before they were posting regularly on TikTok. There's almost no situation where I would recommend you spend time streaming ever. Unless you wanted to do it on the side to build up your brand on the side.
Yeah, trip, exactly.
The only
Hobby.
reason I stream is so that I can do this right here and make M-tashed clips happen. Hey, this channel, M-tashed clips, the only reason I stream for the most part is to keep this channel up and running and posting clips, multiple clips a day. That is the main reason why. Because I understand that this leads to more viewership for me on YouTube. It leads to more viewership for me on Twitch. I get more discoverability because of this YouTube clips channel than I do from my own Twitch.
Yeah, an amateur Twitch CEO confirmed that.
New viewers that come in is higher.
70% of people finding streams are finding it from somewhere else, not Twitch.
People actually finding me on their own platform. And I am one of the biggest streamers. If you look at the big statistics here, 1,500 viewers, 2,000 viewers in a lot of my streams. My sub count's trash, but that's another question, or another story. I'm in like the top 1%, and I don't even like Twitch. I think it's terrible. It's a terrible website. Yeah.
Another thing, well, what he got wrong here, which even emphasizes his point even more, it's not top 1%. He's top 0 point something percent, 0.1 most likely. But yeah, Infodane and Linden basically sharing similar ideas that, yeah, it's nothing new to me either, but it just really resurfaced now with this whole yesterday's news, is that, yeah, like, YouTube content works forever, even if it is only $167 for so many views for a long, long time ago, because, of course, it decreases, like, what is sold against your video, and it is very different. But still, the matter of fact remains that those, I don't know, Lyndon, maybe it was 3 hours or 2 hours, or maybe even an hour that you put in work back in 2015, that still does something, right? The 2, 3, 4 hours or 6 hours that I put in, say, yesterday, or, well, when yesterday actually was an 8-hour stream, I think. Yeah. They really don't generate anything. They were there and then they're gone. You know, sure, a VOD will be uploaded, but yeah. The point remains that in terms of workload, a lot of streamers, myself included, have to carefully think about, like, how much is invested in Twitch versus how much is in YouTube. Because, yeah, Shrimp also has got a point, because I have something built here on Twitch, so it's not as easy as like, hey guys, now I'm going to stream only 2 hours a day, and the rest of it is going to be YouTube. You know, that ruins a lot of things as well, so I'm going to still keep streaming, absolutely, and I do enjoy this live environment, but like, I think my my experiment is going to be that one day initially on streaming on YouTube on Saturdays, and then maybe Fridays and Saturdays become YouTube days, and so on and so on.
For building your brand. Unless you're Ms. Kiff, unless you're maybe I shouldn't say that one. Unless you're one of the biggest people out there, you're going to have a bad time on Twitch. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. But I found it interesting, like, his video comparing that, what Twitch is saying you can make. Hey, stream 200 hours and you could make $1,000. Ooh, 1,000. And yeah, except you have to have 100 concurrent viewers, which is not that easy to get at all. That's another realization that I'm making. I don't know why I had a feeling that there were way more streamers with 500 and 1,000 viewers, etc. But no, like, even in discussion yesterday with the Twitch employees discussion, there's plenty of streamers that, like, even looking at their Twitter accounts might seem that they're big, but yeah, they're still getting like 30, 60 views, something like that. Like, Twitch discoverability doesn't work. There is going to be one positive thing. It's not all doom and gloom on Twitch. If we look at some smaller details, there will be that discoverability tool that they're going to launch at some point. I don't know when it's supposed to go live, in November, something like that. And I'm sure they're going to come up with an idea or two that are good here and there. But overall, the picture is grim. Is that their business plan is failing. They don't really have a way out of this apart from, well, we can't payouts here and payouts there, and percentages there, and we just need more streamers streaming more hours, running more ads. That's basically it. Yeah, that's the bad thing. Can you stream on another platform as a Twitch partner? I can't imagine Facebook streaming really taking off. Their efforts look like a living example being try hard, but they're a potential contender. Well, so, a little bit for Infotainment and anyone else who have joined in. So, any sort of mortal partners, unless you have a custom agency that has negotiated a custom partner contract with Twitch, which I don't have, and it's like literally a handful of people who have that. Every other partner has got the automated click this box to sign Twitch partner contract, which explicitly prohibits me from streaming at the same time on YouTube and Facebook. So how they word it is like the content that's happening right now here on this channel is exclusive to Twitch for 24 hours. And I could take this stream and rerun live tomorrow on YouTube, sure, but I can't stream on YouTube at the same time. However, there's nothing prohibiting me from shutting down this stream and saying, now guys, for the second part of the stream, here's a link, I'll spam it in the chat, I'll go live on YouTube. That is not prohibited in any way. Which I think might be one of the... I mean, there is a hope. There is a hope in me. I didn't talk about that in the context of the things that we have discussed today, but we have talked about that previously with the Ninjas move, right? What I said yesterday, I bet there are plenty of big streamers and their agencies and agents looking at Ninja being like, all right, let's give it a few months and see what happens there, but this looks very interesting. I bet there are people at Twitch looking at it as well, thinking, all right, where is this going to go? Because at the end of the day, yeah, he's still pulling in thousands and thousands of people on Twitch. Yet Twitch don't run ads on his channel because he's not partnered. There are no ads on partner channels. No one's sharing bits because there are no bits on non-partner channels. Yeah. What else? Oh yeah, and there's no subs. So Twitch are not getting anything, but they're supporting his stream. The thing is, if this becomes a watershed moment where the 3070 thing just becomes a moment where more and more people on 1st of June 2023 decide not to renew with Twitch with the new rules and go, you know what, I'd rather get partnered on YouTube because I can do it easily. And you know what, most of them are probably partnered to YouTube at this point. You know, if you're running a few thousand people stream, I bet you'll have a YouTube channel that also has thousands of followers and you partnered, so it wouldn't even be a problem. And at that point they're like, I moved to YouTube, and then they might even choose to co-stream on their non-partnered Twitch channel as well, because why not? If Twitch sees that as a potential threat, they might drop this exclusivity in an attempt to maybe prevent some sort of an exodus, saying, you know what? You don't have to move to YouTube. It's fine. Stay on Twitch. We are allowing everyone to stream everywhere at the same time. We understand that it grows. You know, they come up with some PR bullshit, how it's a super generous and nice move. But that might happen. They might do that just to try and prevent people moving. Although that might just stall the inevitable, because it might give a taste for many people on like, oh, wait a minute. What the hell is this? Today my YouTube stream is doing way better than my Twitch stream. What's happening? That can happen. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. Definitely. Higgis says, surely Twitch have people monitoring the streamer reactions to announcements. It seems like a disaster waiting to happen. Oh, this disaster is already happening. The big question for me in all of this as well, info, thank you for leet. I see the leet. Very nice.
Tipped €13.37. Didn't forget the decimal this time.
Oh yes, yes he didn't. We have a new, quite a few new people, Higgy included in the chat, that might not get the joke. Infotainment is responsible single-handedly for the biggest ever tip on this channel that I did instantly agree to pay back, and we sorted it out within a few minutes. But he forgot the decimal place and tipped $1,337. When he wanted to do 1337. So yeah, he didn't forget it this time. Thank you, Info. Thank you very much. Welcome with your nice looking golden gorilla to the side schlong spot. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it remains to be seen. As I said earlier, like, okay, there have been a lot of things on Twitch where creators are outraged and angry and etc., but then like it all dies down and everything continues as normal. Is it going to be this case as well? I don't know. I hope not. And I believe that it might be not, because you know what? In this scenario, there's a hell of a lot of money actually involved for the first time. Because like the fate of the small ones like me is going to be determined by a lot of the big ones' moves. If there is an exodus of the top 500, because they don't want a 29% pay cut, you know, it says only first 100,000, and again, in my opinion, it's worth reminding. I don't see any reason to go boo-hoo, oh no, the rich streamers are going to get less. I think it's a very short-sighted way of looking at things. Because yeah, there's, I think Devin did that calculation on like some of the top streamers where like someone's gonna lose like, you know, 300,000 per annum. It's not gonna be a thing where they're gonna brush it off and go, yeah, it's fine, I'm staying on Twitch. And there's gonna be many people like that. For someone, even 30,000 might be like, oh, you know what? That's actually sort of eating into how I live my life and what I've got planned for the future. So that's why I think this time it might not be one of those things where people just scream loud and post angry messages on Twitter and then nothing happens. I feel like this time it might happen. And basically it's a question of how many will leave Twitch. Because if there is a big enough amount, that might encourage others. And at that point, yeah, it's just a collapse. It just implodes, basically. Because there is no way that, like, my channel is going to pick up the slack, you know? Oh no, Miskiff moved to YouTube. You know, all of the Miskiff viewers now are distributed between the smaller channels. It doesn't work like that. All of the eggheads and whatever they're called are most likely gonna move over to YouTube as well. And essentially we return to what we were talking about earlier. It's like, once like the pivot point is reached where suddenly there's more community on YouTube than there's on Twitch, then suddenly that last barrier that Twitch is still trumpeting, like, we have got the community, even in that email yesterday, we have the community, that's the thing, bro, we're in this together, 50-50. Suddenly, if they lose that advantage, then that's game over. Full-on game over, because they don't have any other. And that is proper lead. Yeah, I love that info, nose lead. I saw a number plate for a car here, just a Beamer with something 1337. I'm like, I know what it means. And yeah, Higgy, maybe Twitch have people monitoring, but like what was at the start of the discussion, how I started this basically news broadcast today and discussion broadcast about Twitch things and how it feels to be a streamer here, is that yesterday I spent almost 4 hours listening to a Twitter live space where ex-Twitch employees, some of them very recently left, speaking about what is happening at Twitch and how things are there. And all of that, not to repeat everything again, but to summarize, Twitch as a company has changed to a point where majority of people are not even using Twitch, don't care about it. It's a paradox of a situation where they don't give a shit about creators, sometimes actively dislike them, and if you are in the meeting standing up for creators and saying that this is not good for creators, you are literally ridiculed by someone who's still operating in the old ways. That is the climate at Twitch at the moment. Doesn't mean that there still aren't some people there that care, but apparently those are fewer and fewer and fewer. So, yep. Whether they are people monitoring actually what the streamers are saying, I don't know. Maybe they are, but at the end of the day, they might be like, yo, whatever. Linus says, I'm not holding my breath on this one. I think this is the tipping point. I've got a unpleasant gut feeling that this might be the tipping point as well, yeah. Just logically thinking as well, like, money. Finally, there's a lot of money involved for the big ones. Sure, I'm not affected, theoretically, but by the chain reaction, by the dominoes falling, I will be. Because, yeah, if a lot of the big guys and their agents and their bookkeepers, which they most certainly have, say, yeah, you know what, this is not looking great, we can get a better deal here, then that's it. Yeah, so it might be. But then you can co-stream and potentially build your YouTube more securely before Exodus. Yeah, that's why I'm talking about that thing where I hope that this scares or pushes Twitch's hand into like dropping that last exclusivity thing. Karma! You motherfucker, back to you. And yes, that at least would allow me and many others to try. And who knows, it might work out for Twitch, because it might be like, you know what, I can just stream and still stay on Twitch and keep building the community here. It's just now that I can pull some people from YouTube, and that helps me here, but I don't want to move. And at that point, Twitch might win, because at least then I keep the subs going here and stuff like that. And on the other hand, if they drop the exclusivity and info, thank you for gifting a sub to Karma.
Just subscribe.
Targeted? Targeted. Yes.
One sub to Karma Charger 88.
Karma.
530
he chose you.
Subs in the channel.
Say thank you. It wasn't even a community one, specifically for you. Info, thank you very much. Appreciate the gifted subs, and 531, my man. Over the course of the years, that is a huge number. Thank you. I've seen some bigger channels with a few hundred viewers I was on, and someone gifted a sub and had 120 gifted, and everyone was going, whoa, 120. And here is info with 530. What the hell? Siri, congratulations on reaching the house. Imagine if the creators of Discord didn't even use the service. I guarantee they have servers and accounts. 100%, yeah. And it's interesting. It came up in the discussion, and even the Twitch employees themselves were discussing between themselves. You know, should the CEO stream? Should everyone stream? Probably not. It is still a very time-consuming thing, and you know, it is better that they would be working on things that improve the platform rather than like trying to stream. But at least watching, at least using the platform and understanding how it is to be a viewer and hearing from the creators. That's the thing as well. Hearing from the creators is not a thing. It used to be, but it is not a thing anymore. Like the team that used to, that was DJ Wheat saying that he launched that team. They had like a team that would invite all size creators, even this channel size, and they would like have like brainstorms for like hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes, and they would ask like just blast us with any criticism, everything, and listen, and that team apparently still exists, but the format has changed. Now it's workshops where they teach the streamers how to grow the stream and what to do. So the feedback loop has stopped. It's not about like, we want to hear how we can make this better for you. It has changed to, this is how you do work for us, you. Basically. Yeah. So that is the change. That is the big shift that has happened, and it keeps happening more and more, where Twitch is moving away from like, we are here for the creators, and well, unsurprisingly, yeah, just becoming more and more corporate. And in itself, maybe that would be just the nature of things. The problem is that they have failed with their business model as well, and they're running out of time. That is the scary shit, honestly. The vet wouldn't take the hamster. Guess I'll do it myself. Wait, what are you gonna do? Oh no. I don't know some news. Is your hamster ill? Are you gonna just stomp on it? Oh, be quick, Siri. So, Info says, with an action FPS like Overwatch to Overwatch 1, how do you pace talking to chat? Is that something you're still getting a handle on? Yes, yesterday was very interesting because of that. See, there's a thing where between matches, there's a lot of downtime. I'm just sitting in the queue looking for the next match. Currently, it's about 10 minutes between every match. And even when the match happens, between, like, because the teams change sides, we still get, like, a minute or two of time where I just read chat and we're just idling. So, it's a different pace. Like, in a single-player game or something, I can stop at any moment and I keep glancing at the chat all the time. Here, I'm focused a little bit more for extended periods of time, and then we get, like, downtime. I'm sitting in a queue, and I'm waiting for the next game, and we just chat about anything and everything. So, in some ways, maybe it's even better, because I essentially at some point might be able to abandon just chatting completely, because we can just talk through everything, gaming news, video card news, whatever, through those, you know, match searching times. The question is, what we don't know yet is, what are they going to be the match searching times in Overwatch 2? They will be better, because of course it's going to be a game that's relaunched and there's going to be more people playing, so the downtime might be only 2 or 3 minutes and you get the next match. But sure, yes, there's a little bit less interaction, But I'm learning. I am learning on commenting while I'm doing stuff as well. TLDR, there's still time to chat. I can still read messages. It's just that it's structured differently. There are moments where I'm not reading anything, and then there are moments where I can read everything. Shrimp says Overwatch on the menu. What do you mean, today? No. Today, no. So, a quick one again for those of you who didn't see any kind of my social media shouts or yesterday. What I said is I'm wrapping up the stream in about half an hour. So, a shorter stream today. I had to make a difficult choice today and I made it. I'm sorry, chat, but I chose my girlfriend over you. It is. I ended up in a rock and a hard place. I was like, I really need to stream. I can't miss more streams. And, you know, especially during these times, I have to do everything I can. But on the other hand, I promised my GF to be next to her. Like, she basically opened a store recently, for those of you who don't know. A clothing store. And she has organized her first ever event with one of the brands. So she's super nervous. She hopes that everything's gonna go fine. She has to, you know, make a little speech in front of the microphone. There might be some media there and stuff like that. There are a lot of people invited. You know, some local celebrities, stuff like that. And she's super duper nervous. And she was like, "Can you be there for me?" And I was like, you know, do I really need to be there? I'm just gonna be standing there, etc. I'd just rather stream today. There's a lot of stuff happening on Twitch. And then, yeah, I saw how sad she was, and she was like, yeah, sure, yeah, do the Twitch thing. And she wasn't even trying to guilt trip me or anything. And I was like, why am I doing that? You know, it's just one event. I should be there next to her, supporting her. At the end of the day, she supports this stuff that I'm doing. So I'm just going to go there, be there for her, get some champagne for free, and be back tomorrow with Overwatch. How could you, Cree? Lenny, hello. Girlfriend needs attention. Yeah, I mean, she does get very little. We don't live together, so we meet up like once a week, basically. Live stream just to make her more nervous with the arm phone thing. Oh, interesting that you mentioned. She did say that maybe I could get exactly that thing and could I like film a little bit. That I declined. I said, if I'm going there, I'm supporting you, etc., but I don't want to be the cameraman running around filming stuff. No, then I just enjoy the atmosphere and talk to people, etc., but I'm not running around filming. And she was like, yeah, fine. She did try that. So it's interesting that you mentioned, all women think the same. How can we exploit the poor man? Yeah, so no, I mean, she... It's not true that she's always been hella interested in that. She was building a career in London, and then she ended up working in a completely different industry that was detached from fashion industry. But yeah, ended up on an interesting project that involved opening a store here, and she's been working really hard on that. While working another job. While working a translation or a translator job as well. So she's working 2 jobs. So, yeah, much respect to her. Shrimp says we support you supporting her. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, truly, I don't feel like great about not streaming, especially as I said during this time. I'm super duper nervous, as I said, this month. I hate to be a broken record. Like the previous 2 were great, and then suddenly, boom, we're back to Doomtown. And the reason for that is because I have been sort of a little bit lost and figuring out that, yes, that's it. I need to focus on one game because I literally ran out of what to play. And all of these Twitch news and everything making me nervous, and therefore I was like, I can't miss more. But I got to do it for her, and then just come back and like do the Saturdays. Just start doing the YouTube Saturdays,
Shut
basically.
up and take my money.
Lyndon with 10. What the hell? Thank you, Lyndon.
Lyndon Aho tipped 10 euros.
Listening, there is a message.
I got my payout yesterday.
YouTube,
I hope this helped make the short stream less financially impactful.
Thank you.
Don't spend it all in one place. Bring me back a souvenir. And as always, wash your peen, wash your crack. Sack schneind skin wissen fein vsten vegen and well.
What language was that? Thank you, Lyndon. Thank you very much for the 10. Oh my god, left info with pants down. Absolutely. I was about to say, Lyndon, welcome to the side schlong, but 30 HP left there. Thank you for the 10. Thank you, for real. And yeah, that like I'm currently saving up on PayPal for the next, what is that called? Utility bill. There we go. I'm a little bit worried to see how that's going to be. Heating's not on yet. So yeah, I'm saving up whatever was tipped for the last few days and today as well. I'm not even taking that out. I'm just leaving it there. Thank you. It is going to be in one place though. It's called what's the translation? Riga Housing and blah 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 something services is where I pay my utility bills. Or else, how could you leave us for your lovely, supportive girlfriend? I almost didn't. Because I was saying that earlier, but there's some more people here. Because I was like, I'm sure she's not going to mind. It's not that important. But I was being a typical male there. I sort of underestimated how important it was for her just for me to be there. I don't really need to do anything. Just be there. And that just makes her feel more comfortable and more supported, I guess. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'm sure she's not gonna mind. And she was like, oh. And that was like, I was like, oh, as well. Is she gonna dress you up? Or only women's? No, it's only women's clothes there. But no, she doesn't need to dress me up or anything. It's just it's an event where they're launching a new brand. So a new brand is being put in the store. And Chuck, yo, good morning. Thank you. Oh, Chucktovsky has written something.
Hey, Creeper Daddy, it's me, your cat girl. I'm here for your daddy's sausage. I like Mr. Fuzzy Balls. Puts snout on balls and inhales.
Oh, raunchy this time.
Your bulgy woolgy licks balls. Punish me, daddy. Naya. Meow wow wow meow woo.
Wow, Chucktovsky, what the hell? He says, apologize in advance. Yes, I'm glad you did. This one, with this one, you didn't beat around the bush. Like, you didn't even try to make it cringe. Just went in there. Full fiction. Fan fiction, if I might say. Earl's like leaving chat. What the? Put snout on balls. Snout! Thank you, Chuck. Good five. Good five. That was foul. I agree. I agree. How? Otherwise, how's your morning? Thank you. Chuck says, I didn't write that for the record. Oh, okay. It did sound different from what you would normally write. As I said, it's like very raunchy, straight to the point. So you found some catgirl ubu copy pasta. Nice. But yes, yeah. So the event is, it's a new brand launching there. So with that launch, they just invited some media, some local celebrities, etc. for some champagne. But basically some drinks and snacks, and there's a DJ playing and, like, you know, presenting the brand and the store. It's an opportunity for the store to get in the news as well.
Bunu tipped 20
Yo,
euros.
Bunu!
Is it hype train yet?
No! I mean, it is sort of, but that's the thing. That is the thing. And Bunu, you cray-cray. You've already done a lot this week. Thank you. And welcome to the Side Schlong. It doesn't trigger hype trains, of course, because this is not Twitch. Twitch is not involved in this, right? These are tips straight to my PayPal. Hype trains are for bits and subs only. And who knows? Maybe we are approaching a future where there's fewer hype trains just because we pivot to Patreon and tips only. At the end of the day, yeah, that works better. Thank you. Yeah. So, hype trains are triggered by actions on Twitch, and Twitch actually doesn't see the 20. You know, yes, you hear the notification and everything, it shows up on stream on Twitch, but actually, from Twitch's side, they don't see it. Like, from the API side, any kind of notifications, nothing happens on Twitch, yeah. Hype trains are for suckers. You know what? I'm thinking that at some point, or maybe that point is approaching. Now I'm starting to feel it. Like, it's like, yeah. I must say, maybe there was some naive positivity. Or let's put it this way. There was optimism in me. That just thinking that, you know, yeah, the Twitch cares. And there are most certainly some people that still care. But overall, what I heard yesterday, when I realized is that they don't and they can't really. Well, yeah, they have boxed themselves in the corner. They have failed in their ad business, and now what they've realized, the only way they can do is just push everyone to stream more and run more ads, and that's basically all they have it. And if they encourage more subs, fewer people see ads, so that's bad. Also, here's another heads up for a few of you here that haven't heard it. Prime is most likely going away. That's like educated guesses from a lot of people that are in on it, because of course they lose there as well, and people don't see ads who sub with primes, and my prime subs are about 25%. So I bet that probably most of people who have sub with prime now, if the prime goes away, you probably won't sub. Just because the prime was a nice free benefit, why not throw it at the streamer? You know, if that goes away, yeah, that will impact a lot of small channels, I bet. So yeah, that might be like the super duper rude awakening moment for the smaller channels. This has been for the bigger ones. Spring is the prediction for the prime being ditched. That might be for the smaller ones. Yeah. Yeah, they can't just increase prices. They've done the opposite. They've decreased prices, Chuck, around the world. Didn't they? Which also decreased my sub revenue. You know, per hour streamed, per viewer, it is down about 30% because of the subs. We didn't get more subs just because they were cheaper in certain territories. It just didn't... Well, basically, we might have gotten more. Like, for example, Pyro subs with tier 3 now, because it is so much cheaper on his side. But we didn't, like... It doesn't cover the difference anymore. So, yeah. Info is a separate entity from the man on the keyboard. It says, if I want anyone to finish me off, I want it to be Budo. And she did, right? Oh, no, wait. It was Chuktovsky. No, it was Chuck. Chuck took it, and then Bunu took over. I think so. That's how it worked out. Higgy says, I'm gonna have to sharpen on my tip messages. I'm so far away. As Chuck comes in with another one. Oh no. Listening.
And now, some more gross words with your boy Chuktovsky. Much love. Moist squirt cream phlegm mucus ooze crunch squeeze crust putrid curd pus seepage splooge gurgle fetus vomit clogged slurp queasy maggots bulbous orifice chunky smear jowls secretion spit.
Yes, I like that. I'm that much of a deviant, and yeah, it's Persona 5 vibe. It is. Chuck, thank you. I like all of those words. I don't know. There's something... I mean, it doesn't mean that I would want to squeeze some ooze and splooge it on me and slurp it up while it's still moist so it doesn't turn into crust. I probably wouldn't want to do that in real life, but just saying all of that, there is some satisfaction in that. I don't know. Gag, he says. Yes, chat, gag for me. What are you wearing to this event? I was thinking about the screen static jumper. Oh, it's in the kitchen. You know the jumper that I can't wear on or sweater that I can't wear on stream because it looks like white noise and it sort of flickers. I think I'm gonna wear that with like a thin coat that I can put on top because it is cold. 13 Celsius, so I need something warm, yeah. So probably that, and then my my black, what are they called? Paratrooper pants? Those with pockets on the sides. We need to know, fashion check. You'll see, there's, you know, since it is a fashion store, there's so many mirrors there, full size, that I'm gonna take a selfie probably. So you'll get that typical streamer just looking in the mirror doing that. I promise, I'll take at least one. Higa says Chuck is a frustrated porn author. Possible. I don't know. That said, Higgy, what made you think of porn with all of those words like phlegm, mucus, and ooze? Moist squirt? Yeah. That one's nice. But secretion... Oh, secretion also is nice. Yeah. But fetus vomit gurgle, I don't know. I'd rather not even have porn in the same sentence as that. Go to Batman outfit. I don't have one. I don't know. I'm not big on cosplay, but maybe I'll need to break that rule at some point. What would Anna want you to wear? Think about that. Probably what I already have chosen, yeah. Since she gifted me that coat. Well, I don't know if it's called a coat. I'll show you. Basically like this. So that... A jacket, yeah, I guess a jacket, yeah. For sure a jacket. Yeah, coat would be longer, right? So that on top of that jumper, I think. But that jumper is strange. I think I have to go naked under it. Because if I wear this t-shirt, the neck is actually sort of, it's going to show a little bit of the t-shirt and it's going to look weird. So, yeah. Get ready with the, get ready with me stream incoming. Well, I was thinking about it, but then yeah, I need to go and shave first, so I'm gonna be away anyway from the screen for like 20 minutes, all that. And the red stilettos, yeah, I'll keep those for the, I do have red shoes. I have like some red Nike, sneakers. Tripaloski, I don't have anything from Adidas. Tracksuit pants? I've got those right now. Because they're super comfy, I'm wearing them now. I purchased them specifically for streaming. Just makes my balls feel way more comfortable. Honestly, that was so important. And then when I would stream in jeans or other trousers or pants, like honestly, you know, TMI maybe, but fucking hell, it really, really fucking squeezes your balls. I'm sure some men can relate. And especially when I'm moving around on the chair, and if I, like, sort of naturally slide down on the chair, like, the crotch starts really pushing into balls. I know for a fact that that's not healthy. I mean, it gets to a point where I have to, like, adjust the pants, but because it gets painful. Like, it starts, like, sort of ripping into your, well, in your perineum, I think it's called. Anyway, TMI. But, yeah, I needed to buy some sweatpants that are super duper loose and relaxed. And it's much better streaming that way. Linus says, I was going to post some erotic writing, but I chose to pass. Oh, wait, also, didn't Chuck post the original of that he said he censored one? Oh, first of all, it's really, really long. The necky, wacky nuzzles, bulgy wolgies. Oh my god. Damn. Rubbies more on your bulgy bulgy. It doesn't stop growing. Oh man. Alright, what else is there? Nuzzle wuzzled. Hope daddy likes it. Oh, cringe. I want to see your big daddy meat. Wiggles butt. Oh no, it's so cringe. It's also very difficult to read. Yeah, okay, it's just pants are being unbuttoned. You smell so musky, lick shaft. Oh, okay, yeah, it goes into full-on porn description, basically. So, what happens? Bruno lost. Chuck won. I checked the odds. There was a slider. I adjusted it. I don't know. It should be sort of 50-50 now. I don't know. I don't know if it works or not. How many channel points to read the whole thing? Oh, you know what? That is a very good idea. I should have like a redeemable where I just read that kind of stuff. Although, side note, I gotta be careful. That is not a joke. Like, reading stuff about licking shafts and whatnot, that actually might be against Twitch's TOS. I think it's, like, dangerously close to where, like, we're literally reading fiction porn, and I'm pretty sure that that would be a problem. Yeah, there's, like, you know, I mean, alright, taking this out of context, but, like, if I read further, it literally is suckling on your tip and all of, like, yeah, it goes full on porn. I am 99% sure that that actually would not be allowed on Twitch. You know, all the eyes rolling back, balls deep, blah, blah, blah. It just describes things quite in detail. So, That would be a risk. Okay. Well, a lot of talking about Twitch today. Oh, interesting. There you go. That's what Bruno mentioned earlier about the, you know, I feel like about a lack of also the search page. And there's Loco and Commander Root. Commander Root also was there listening yesterday. I noticed a lot of people. Like that was such an impromptu, interesting response. Which also, you know what, kind of makes me think that this might be different this time. Because it was a spontaneous gathering. One of the ex-Twitch employees organized that. And there was like 2,000 people, I think, listening at the end. Co-Carnage was there. Dan's Gaming was there. Devin, all of the, like, there were big names there. Hassan apparently gave that visibility by retweeting it. It was not like some sort of a small gathering, which is why I stayed there and listened. And there were a lot of smart people talking. And Commander Root was there as well, listening. Why I mentioned him... He has responded to something. Loco, who also was there, saying YouTube should cave in and build a live stream landing page that is familiar to Twitch users. It would help bridge the gap for those that aren't as familiar with YouTube and honestly just improve live stream specific discovery. Ditto. I think it would be a win for YouTube. Yes, sure, it goes against like how YouTube sees discovery should work or how it works on YouTube. You know, the programmatic discovery where the algorithm sort of feeds you stuff that you might like instead of you looking at a big front page scrolling through things. Although they do have like the global front pages, don't they? So she's absolutely right. It would bridge the gap and make it easier for a lot of viewers to migrate. And Commander says, or at least have APIs so third-party devs could build one. I looked into it in a bit yesterday, and to get live streams, you have to use the search API, which costs a lot of quota and just returns 50 results per request. It also doesn't return game or viewer count or numbers. It's terrible. Yeah, so there we go. There's still plenty of things. YouTube's not the, you know, all sunshine and rainbows. There are issues, but in terms of creator support, it seems like a much more solid place than Twitch. Are there issues with that side of things? For sure. I'm sure we've seen, and we still keep seeing things with hijacked channels and how difficult it is to reach out to YouTube support, etc., etc. But we pretty much have the same kind of shit on Twitch as well. But overall, as a creator ecosystem, it feels like YouTube's at least is rock solid and future-proof, most importantly. Future-proof. Twitch's, on the other hand, isn't, and it's looking pretty bad. If they did that and then, like, phased it out later, as in that could be, like, a couple of years later, yeah, it'd still be a huge billboard. Yeah, I'm with Loco on this one, that it would just bridge the gap. It's like, here's a little bridge, and you can walk over now to the other bowl, you know? Chuck says, I don't love a Twitch-motivated influence campaign to convince YouTube to Twitchify themselves, but I get it. Yeah. Like, this aspect I get, because that was the #1 thing that most people have said. Second one is the chat experience. They have slowly, very slowly, been improving it, but, like, yes, YouTube's discovery is, and I learned that word yesterday, that's how it's described, as programmatic, where they don't want discovery to happen with people scrolling through big pages. They want you to watch a video and be fed new videos and related in the thumbnail, not the thumbnail, the end cards in the related videos, etc. Yeah. Buddha says I'm down bad, 400k. Wait, what? Really? You are like by far the leader. You had like 1.5 million, and the next closest person to you had like 300,000. You had the most. Right, what else? Since now a lot of Americans are waking up that were part of that discussion yesterday, and a lot of streamers. There were a couple of other things that I wanted to cover today, but we're going to run out of time. There is an update for Overwatch where they're trying to introduce a new passive for the DPS role. For those of you who don't know, Overwatch 2 will have passives for all roles. Supports start healing automatically outside of combat, so they don't have to waste resources on themselves. They just sort of heal. Tanks? Wait a minute, what's the tank passive? Is it like just less affected by all kinds of CC and that's it? I forgot suddenly what's the tank passive. And can we battle royale? I don't think I have the Battle Royale. I need to check. And yeah, Mass Fart, I think it's only a streamer command. I would need to look into it. If you would ever want to control the avatars, Chuck, let me know and we can work something out. I'm sure there is a way I could give you some access. But back to the Overwatch thing. So they announced yesterday they're going to be experimenting with a new passive for DPSs. Because previously they gave them speed boost and that was deemed to be too powerful. You know, just too... And then somehow, in a weird way, they reintroduced the speed boost, but in an even crazier way. Basically, on kills, not final blows, eliminations, that's the correct word. Because you sometimes get eliminations where you put in a lot of damage into, say, I don't know, a Roadhog, and then someone else, even behind a corner, finishes that. Roadhog kills him. You would still get, you eliminated. So, even then it would activate. You would get 2.5 seconds of a 25% boost to speed. 25% boost to speed? 2.5 seconds only, but Overwatch is a fast game. That's a lot of time. Not only that, you get a higher fire rate and higher reload speed. Ooh, that sounds very powerful. I mean, I'm a DPS player and I'll be like, yeah, that's awesome, but even I look at that and go, wow, that is so powerful. I mean, maybe if it activated on like final blows, maybe, but even then, like, you essentially get an elimination and you become a killing machine. You run faster, you reload faster, you shoot faster. That's kind of scary, but that's what Blizzard have offered at the moment. Yesterday it was a blog post, so I wanted to read that today, but I've run out of time because the Twitch thing, I mean, understandably, it worries me a lot, and I'm very interested in that, so I thought I'd share it with you, because a lot of you here as well either have tried streaming or are about to, or you're just interested in how this Twitch thing works. So, yeah, at the end of the day, it will affect us all, right? If the creators are affected, then viewers will be affected as well. In another news, yesterday it was announced, it might have been announced earlier, but I only found out about that yesterday, is that Wonderlands is going to be a permanent franchise. You know? I'm not unhappy about it, not like ecstatic either. I wasn't a huge fan, but you know what? Who knows? Wonderlands 2 might be great. So, Randy Pitchford confirmed, and someone else from Gearbox yesterday confirmed as well, that Wonderlands beat all of their expectations like tenfold, which made them realize, all right, let's make that a permanent franchise. So they're going to make it a permanent franchise. That doesn't mean that Borderlands is going anywhere, but Wonderlands is now another brand, basically, is what they're saying. So that's that. Then the Overwatch news, we're going to read the patch notes and all that tomorrow. And then there was an article that I've left in React on Stream that I'll read tomorrow.
Yes, Daddy.
Yoda's making me cringe. Thank you, Yoda's.
34 just subscribed.
39
months.
It is. Yoda's, I have got a question on that 39 for you in a moment. I'll finish my thought about what I wanted to do, well, what I'll do tomorrow in Just Chatting, but thank you for the 39 and thank you for tier 2, dude. For real. No emotes, but still tier 2. Yeah, the article I want to read tomorrow is also... Paul Tassi has compiled every single change and improvement that has been added to Cyberpunk 2077 since launch. Because if someone asks now what has been changed, I don't know. I just know that I've heard people say that it's better now, but what and how? No clue. So there is an article about that. We just listed all of that. So I'm genuinely very, very curious. I want to see that. So we'll zoom through that, but that's also tomorrow. If some of you want to read it already today, just check on Discord. It's in the React on Stream section. I've posted a link for myself there. Yodas, thank you very much. Good morning to you. Thank you for 39. Interesting day we've had today. If you want to rewatch the VOD, you've missed a lot of discussion about what's happening with Twitch and the possible future of many channels, mine included. And yeah, see, there it is. That awesome bit about 39 months. We do like to celebrate those streaks. But they might be gone. What would you think about suddenly subbing on Patreon, having some benefits there, but the streaks would be gone? Let's see. Chuck says, I hope it just makes them brave enough to try their formula with different themes. Wait, what is that in reference to, Chucker? Or as I called you yesterday, by accident, Saktovsky? I'll never forget that. Borderlands? Oh, yeah. I mean, Why not? Yeah, I hope it somehow affects Borderlands positively for sure. Hopefully, though, it doesn't affect Borderlands by giving it, like... Well, Bunu is our champion warrior for that, for the age rating. And I am absolutely with her, right? You know, I don't want to talk about doo-doo and other thingies. I want cock. Take that out of context. No more rated teen. Exactly. No more rated teen. I mean, next Wonderlands is going to be teen. That's fine. I'll probably still play it at least. Jonas. Wow. Why was it so loud? No, my headphones haven't been turned up. That was so loud. Thank you, Yodas. Appreciate the bits. Thank you very much. It's a very short stream today. I'm going to be wrapping up and, like, I should have already finished it. But let's give it 5 more minutes. Leave it that loud? Yeah, I'm just surprised that it's so loud. But it was required to be louder, and I made it loud. Chuck says zero interest in the Borderlands world and humor. I still have some. I'm definitely a lot more, like, reserved. I'm not that passionate anymore. But hey, new Wonderlands comes out, I'll try it. New Borderlands comes out, I'm gonna try it. And I think it's better. I don't have that high expectations anymore. I'm like, yeah, sure, that's something I used to enjoy. And if it turns out to be good, excellent. I might play it multiple times. If not, it's fine. I checked it out and we move on. Basically, that's my attitude at the moment. No worries, it needs to be tomorrow at 7 p.m. My packages come. Oh, wait, all of your GPU stuff. Well, PC stuff. Nice. Huh. All right, here's another topic that we only briefly glanced over, but it is also popping up on Twitter today as US is waking up, and a lot of the accounts I follow are there. About Video Game Donkey announcing his publishing company. There's a very bipolar, I'll use that word, response on Twitter. There are people celebrating it and saying it awesome, and there are people who are super critical going, oh lol, you don't know shit about video game publishing. Just because you've been a big YouTuber means you don't know anything. And those are not like some trolls saying that. There's some video game developers who obviously also have egos, and it's like, what does this YouTuber want here? I don't know. Donkey's pretty cool. Whether he's going to succeed or not, I wish him luck. We'll see. But Jason Schreier just tweeted saying, I really don't have a strong opinion on this whole thing, and who knows if it will be a disaster or what, but it's hilarious to see people saying he has no experience making games. Like, wait until you hear about who's run most video game publishers for the last 40 years. And I mean, if there is someone who can comment on that, it is Jason Schreier. Yeah. Puna's going to Death Cab for Cutie concert tonight with Dan. I wonder how many old heads like me will be there. Yawning past 9 p.m. Do tell tomorrow or maybe tonight on Discord. I am interested. I've even heard of that band. Yodos just can't wait to see the difference between the 1080 and 3080 Ti playing Modern Warfare. Please, I beg you, Yodos, describe the experience once it happens in detail. I'm just gonna be there reading it and just getting second-hand enjoyment. That's just how it is, honestly, I'm telling you. Chucks is interesting. I mean, it's a great move for Donkey. He'll passionately curate a group of games and hold them to a standard. That's at least his promise, yeah. Which some video game developers seem to have taken personally. Because, like, him being Donkey, of course, is memeing in that video a lot, but basically saying, yeah, that even with indie games, there's so much trash, and it's a complete roulette what you're gonna get. You know, and most of the times it's gonna be a disappointment, and that's one of the reasons why he's making that publishing company, is because he wants to make sure that only good games, or, you know, good games get recognition. Which, it might sound arrogant to some, and honestly, who are we to actually decide what kind of experience he has? Because I can just be in his shoes in this sense that I know that I'm streaming a lot, just as he has published a lot of videos, but that doesn't mean you know the whole Cree or Chris behind this, right? There's many aspects of my personality that don't really get brought into the stream, and it's the same with Donkey. We don't know how analytical or good he is, how good or a bad CEO he would be, etc. No clue. Yet there are so many people already jumping to conclusions that either A, he's the god and savior and he's going to be the best. You know, there's definitely stands, and then there's the other ones who are like, yeah. I feel like it's just some devs that have been butthurt. Go Cree, don't be late. Soon, yes, yeah. Have a good evening. Hope your girlfriend has a great success and see you tomorrow. Higgy, thank you. Oh, wait, stop. Chat's like pushing me away. It's like, right, stop it. You know, it's like you're wrapping the stream up for me. Enjoy the evening. Thank you for the stream, streamer. It's like, I haven't said that I'm finishing yet. Yeah, I know. I'll need to go and shave. You know, that's I can't show up in pictures with all of this neck beard there. But yes, I promise I will have some pictures. Just because, first of all, there will be photographers there. Second, I'll try and get a snap with me and my GF together as well. Oh no, Chuck is forcing my hand, doing a zip it. Oh no. But that means that stream will keep running for 5 more minutes. Don't forget the mouthwash, especially after all of that uwu stuff you read. Especially the spicier bits. And yes, Chuck, I agree. The conflicting bias, that's going to be strange when suddenly he's an owner of a publishing company reviewing other publishing companies' product. Or maybe he's looking for a way out of video making. Anyway, I gotta run, I don't know, a 5-minute ad or some shit like that. It is ad time, yeah. Right, where is it? Where do I get the setting? Stream, partner. Ad-free viewing to subscribers? No, fuck you. Thank you everybody for watching today. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate that. Sorry about the short stream. It is for a good cause, and I'm really looking forward to coming back tomorrow, playing more Overwatch, and enjoying that new experience and how is that to stream and interact with you. Despite all of the doom and gloom around Twitch and how things are looking, I think it's going to be a positive change overall. Just go and have a look at a YouTube live stream today. Familiarize yourself, because on Saturday I'm going to do one for sure. Anyway, I need now to shut up for 5 minutes, so the stream will still keep running. Thank you for watching. I'll still leave myself on the screen, I guess, because that would be fair for the zip it and not just the stream ending screen, but some of you will see an ad. Till tomorrow or tonight on Discord. I'll see you some. What else? I want to say some more about zip it.